thinking person with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Sponsored by ZipRecruiter.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Israeli airstrikes hit a hospital in southern Gaza twice today. Journalists had rushed to the facility after the first strike. 5 became victims in the second. President Trump said today he was unaware of the incident.
Within the next 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to have pretty good conclusive ending. And it's a hard thing to say because they've been fighting for thousands of years. If you want to know, that's been a hotbed forever.
The BBC's Lucy Williamson.
Israel has confirmed that it is investigating a strike in the area of Nasser Hospital. It says it's going to carry out an initial inquiry. It said it regrets any harm to uninvolved individuals and does not target journalists.
5 were killed. President Trump touted his anti-crime efforts in Washington, D.C. and said troops could be deployed to Chicago next.
We may wait. We may or may not. We may just go in and do it, which is probably what we should do.
Trump signed 2 executive orders today, as Stacey Lynn reports.
The first order would eliminate cashless bail by threatening to revoke federal funding for jurisdictions across the country with lax bail policies.
They kill people and they get out. Cashless bail.
The second executive order cracks down on flag burning, mandating prosecution for those who do.
All over the country, they're burning flags.
It will also direct the Attorney General to refer flag desecration cases that violate state and local laws to appropriate local authorities.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia is in ICE custody, awaiting word on whether he'll be deported again, this time possibly to Uganda. He was released from custody Friday, only to be detained again this morning in Baltimore. His attorney, Sandoval Moshenberg.
There was no need for them to take him into ICE detention. He was already on electronic monitoring from the U.S. Marshal Service and basically on house arrest. The only reason that they've chosen to take him into detention is to punish him.
He's been moved to a detention center in Virginia, and his lawyers are worried he could be moved again to another center even further away from Maryland. A wildfire in central Oregon has forced thousands to evacuate. Some homes have already been lost. Meteorologist Jessica Birch on the hot conditions in the region.
The Pacific Northwest is dangerous heat lasts today, tomorrow, and lingering all the way into our Wednesday forecast, too. Daytime highs today jumped to the triple digits in places like Medford, all the way over into Oregon. We're also gearing up for triple-digit temperatures today, all the way down into Phoenix, Arizona. This heat is impacting 10 million people.
Checking the numbers on Wall Street at this hour, the Dow Jones down 293 points. The NASDAQ is higher by 14. This is CBS News.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
There's newly released video of accused killer Travis Decker. The story coming up. But first, Nate Connors is at the KIRO Newsradio Traffic Desk.
Thank you, Heather. This report brought to us by Home Comfort Alliance. We're starting off our noon hour on a good note. Our earlier crash, North 5 at Seneca, has cleared along with that backup. Linwood to Seattle is at 20 minutes. You're starting to fill in, though, from Northgate into downtown, but still at freeway speeds. In Shoreline, that Northeast 145th Street on-ramp to South 5 is closed today, and it will remain closed through September 17th. For road work. Down through JBLM, that South 5 backup has grown just a bit. Now we're looking at a 3-mile bumper-to-bumper backup starting near Thorn Lane. Tacoma to Olympia, you just hit the 1 hour mark. Everywhere else is looking good. Save 50 to 75% by combining tax credits, rebates, and incentives on a new heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. Just in, the FBI plans to give an update in just 2 hours on the search for accused killer Travis Decker. We will cover that for you. We can tell you that right now, investigators have closed several campgrounds, roads, and trails near Leavenworth again in their search.
Late last week, Sheriff Mike Morrison foreshadowed the FBI's search.
You will see soon. We have not given up. We're coming up with different approaches. We look forward to kind of talking about the next evolution of some of our search operations.
One expert tells me special agents may be looking for a specific piece of evidence in a specific area near where the bodies of Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia Decker were found in June. Morrison is also adamant Decker is the only suspect in the case.
All of our work points to one person.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And Luke has more coming up on Jake and Spike. Wenatchee police have released a body cam video of a cop talking with Decker after a fender bender. The officer telling Decker,
"Have a better day." They're all great days. What's that? I said they're all great days.
Yeah. The video was recorded just days before Decker allegedly killed his daughters. A Seattle City Light employee has filed a federal lawsuit alleging years of harassment, retaliation, and contract violations after she reported being raped by a supervisor. She later became a whistleblower in a misconduct investigation. The woman's attorney, Daryl Cochran, tells KIRO 7 TV.
Seattle City Light administrators promised her that they would protect her, that they would make things right, and instead it got horrific.
KIRO 7 has reached out to the city attorney for comment. Over the weekend, I-405 closures caused traffic headaches for East Side drivers. This commuter telling KIRO 7 TV.
To go to work, I have to take another route, so it's really hard.
With record-setting temperatures, WashDOT's Craig Smiley added.
So the full scope of the weekend work that was planned was done. And since it's going so well, we're able to get a little extra work in there that wasn't initially planned.
No closures are planned over Labor Day weekend. It was a career day for 2 Seattle Mariners yesterday. While Cal Raleigh made a record-breaking 49th home run of the season, M's ace pitcher Logan Gilbert broke his own personal record on the mound.
That's the strikeout number 13, a new career high for Logan Gilbert. A nasty breaking ball in the dirt again.
The Mariners beat the Athletics 11-4. The M's face the Padres in Seattle tonight. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine with highs in the upper 80s. It's 78 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Behold, a fiendish masterpiece from the bowels of hell!
Yeah.
Mondays, for I hate Mondays. They make me so steamed. Weekends, I prefer the weekends. Son of a
Happy Monday to you. August 25th. Jake Skorheim here, sitting alongside Spike O'Neill. Spike,
hey, buddy.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you, my friend. Happy Monday to you.
What a fun broadcast week we have in store for you all. It's going to be a great time.
I got a little special Monday for me. I brought something for you.
Why is it special for you?
I got something for you.
I see you've got a package there,
and
it's wrapped.
For you. I do.
Is this for me?
It was delivered for you. I had it sent in from out of town for you.
Is this really?
Yeah.
You brought me a gift?
I got you a gift. I saw this and thought of you.
You're not going to show it to me right yet, are you?
What
time you want to do it? 1 o'clock?
Yeah, let's do it. We got Luke Ducey sitting in the wings.
Surprise for me at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I got a surprise for you at 1 o'clock. Let's do it at 1 o'clock.
That's so nice.
You bet. I may change my mind and give it to somebody else before 1, but you run the risk. No, I'm kidding.
You're not announcing you're having another baby, are you? You haven't found another son in another city?
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. We can talk about that later, too.
You got an update?
I'm traveling next week.
We got an update.
I'm taking the hunt to him.
Good. Yeah.
I'm tired of waiting for other people to help me
find your
with this.
baby boy.
I'm going to go. I'm going.
Your 44-year-old baby boy.
I'm going back east.
A lot of stuff to get to, and we'll jump into that in just a second. In a little bit. We don't have time to talk about it right now, but I was at my my wife's high school reunion over the weekend.
Oh, nice. Her class?
It was it was a class of 2000. 25 years. Goes fast.
Awesome.
You know what does not go fast? going to your wife's high school reunion because you don't know anyone there.
Oh, yeah. I did
was,
that once. Yeah.
Let me, and I have a question I'll ask you this later in the show.
Okay.
Was my wife being particularly cruel and unusual to me at the reunion? Because she asked me to do something that we'll get into it in a little bit. We'll talk about it a little bit.
I want to hear more, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a little bit. But high school reunions are a lot of fun. So I'd love your text messages. You can feel free to hit us up on the YouTube as well. Let us know about yours. And we'll get it. Laura, what time are we talking about that? 12:45? Is that what time?
Yeah.
12:45. All right. 12:45. We'll get into it. All right. Joining us now, let's jump right into first things first. I saw this story, and I saw this alert that the FBI was going to have some sort of a press conference regarding the Travis Decker case, which has been ongoing and has seemingly run into a complete dead end. And then the FBI says, hey, we've got some updates. Luke Ducey's been following that for us. Luke, tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so we can expect that press conference at around 2 p.m. this afternoon in Leavenworth, just south of Leavenworth there. And that's near the area where, you probably heard this too, the FBI had closed several campgrounds, roads, and trails near Leavenworth, that area. Right near the campground, the Rock Island campground, that's where Decker's three daughters, they found the bodies of those three girls, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, back in early June. So the big question is, okay, what is this announcement from the FBI, and what have they been looking for over the weekend, right? I mean, I think everyone wants to speculate, and everyone's wondering, could this be an announcement that they found Decker?
Well, you remember when you originally came on the show, and they had expanded the search into, I think they were heading into Idaho. There was also some inquiries into, could he have gone to Canada? Because he had researched, how do you get a job in Canada? How do you move up to Canada, I think. And then we were talking about on the show, usually in these cases, just for our Monday morning quarterbacking or watching these things play out on TV shows, usually you're looking for a body. And usually it's within like a mile of where the original incident happened. And I think we had referenced was it Gabby Petito? Or what was the name of the girl?
Yeah, the girl who was went missing in the canyon last.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
They had a Netflix special on it?
There was a documentary, yeah. I watched that documentary. Yeah, I watched that. It was really good.
So are they thinking that it's that was my initial thought, was like, this must be some sort of an update. Did they find his body? What are they going to tell us?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're all thinking that, right? I mean, Let me put it this way. Go ahead.
They closed 6 different campgrounds this weekend.
Huge area.
So it seems to me that was a safety factor,
and
right?
a very long list of Forest Service roads and trails as well.
That makes me think, though, it's just pure speculation, that there was something dangerous, they thought.
You thought they were protecting the public?
Yeah, I thought so.
See,
I thought closing down 6 different campgrounds and a bunch of roads, you want to keep people out of there. It's because they got cadaver dogs?
My assumption was that they were trying to protect possible evidence. So somebody from stumbling upon DNA evidence or something?
Could be both. And the U.S. Forest Service came out and said that the FBI asked, for the order said, to close these areas for health and safety reasons. That could be broad too.
Yeah,
that could be anything. Well, let me add this in there, and this is why I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't think this is the big announcement that we're thinking that a lot of people are hoping that it is, because a lot of people want closure for the family and the community there. This was a somewhat planned thing. We had expected a potential press release from the FBI today, not a press conference, a press release. So that was kind of on our radar already. One law enforcement expert tells me that, during their search in the last couple of days, they were probably looking for a very specific piece of evidence in a very specific location. So kind of to your point, we think there's something here, and we want to go look at that and use whatever tools like a cadaver dog or whatever to look for that. But last week, I also, right before all this went down, I chatted with Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison on the phone, and he kind of foreshadowed this FBI search late last week for me. He wouldn't share any details, but this is what he told me.
You will see soon. We have not given up. We're coming up with different approaches. And again, that's thanks to a lot of our partners that we have on staff. And we look forward to kind of talking about the next evolution of some of our search operations.
So he was, in other words, telling me that he was excited about talking about the next evolution of searches and something coming up next week. And he also told me, hey, look out for a press release next week as well. Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, when they announced that they were going to have this press conference, and that's today at 2 o'clock, is that right?
Today at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Had they already decided that they were going to shut down all those campsites? Was that part of it? I mean, are these things just
was
a
it scheduled?
coincidence?
Yeah, it was scheduled before this weekend's closures.
It's good. It's a good question. It popped up for all of us that they were going to close down everything pretty kind of like last second.
Yeah.
I believe it came out on Saturday and said, "Hey, we're going to shuttle these things down on Sunday through this coming Wednesday."
I don't think that's something they would do lightly because we're talking about the prime camping season for a lot of these campsites, these hiking trails. This is like the last blast of summer. Not like that should be a consideration. Obviously, you want to get this guy. But it's a big deal to shut down, what was it, 6 different locations they shut down?
Plus a lot of area. Yeah.
It's a huge area. So they must have had some little bit of insight. And I mean, otherwise, why would they shut it down?
Well, the sheriff has told me as well late last week that they're still tracking down a lot of tips as well. They were tracked down, when I was on the phone with them, they were tracking down another tip of a possible Decker sighting up in Canada that they were kind of tracking down. I asked him this as well. Remember at the crime scene, they found Decker's DNA. They've come out with this information. They found his DNA and a lot of different things at the campground, and we won't go into details because some of those are the murder weapons, and we won't talk about that. But one of the things is there was a lot of speculation about blood that was found. Decker's blood that was found on his truck that he also left behind, his pickup truck at the campground there at the crime scene. And I asked the sheriff point blank because we've been speculating. A lot of people have been speculating. Did Decker's dog that was there? Did it bite Decker? And is that where the blood came from? And he wouldn't answer that directly. But he also told me this, that they've been sitting on evidence that they've collected from that crime scene in other areas. They've been sitting on a ton of evidence that they are just not going to share with the public.
There are so many other pieces of evidence that we're not going to share publicly. We feel very confident that we're on the right path.
So there's that as well. There's a lot of evidence out there that they're going to hold for trial. They're not going to share. And now we've got this new round of, was it a tip that brought them there? They seem to be, they acted pretty quickly and went there and shut everything down.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to me that even the idea that he could still be alive. I mean, he doesn't seem like he was from all the different reports. They talked to that neighbor who had that interaction with him the day before he, allegedly killed the girls. That he didn't seem like he was all there mentally. He kept asking the neighbor, the same question over and over again, as if he was really distracted. Who knows what mental state he was in? So the idea that he could have pulled something like that off, which would just be the worst thing in the world, for somebody to mentally process and then somehow have the wits about him to evade law enforcement this entire time, just seems completely impossible to me.
And remember, that comes after he was pulled over, and it was in Wenatchee. He was in a fender bender, I believe, and at a parking lot, and there was a police interaction with him. It's on body cam, but there's no audio on the body cam. You can go online and you can see
before the killings.
Before the killings, but it was just days before the killings, and it was days before what you described too. That interaction with that neighbor when he was picking up the girls, right?
I think that's the one.
Right, and so This is a person who's down on his luck. He's driving back and forth between a job in Idaho. Decker is, and he's being described as someone who doesn't he's having a tough time making ends meet. He's living out of his truck and he's unhoused and now all of a sudden he's in a fender bender and he's got to go through that and he's got no insurance and he's got to deal with that. So that's another
just
thing,
a snowball effect.
Another thing on him.
Yeah.
So super interesting development with the FBI. A lot of speculation about why they would shut that down. And, to Spike's point, it would be to maybe preserve the crime scene if they've got evidence. They don't want people trampling on things to find it, but they also don't want people there. They don't want people interfering with them in that area, searching this massive
no
place.
kidding. So, you see somebody hiking in the woods and you got a bunch of FBI guys out there. Steer clear. Let them do their job.
And now you've got this press conference, or not even, it's not even a press conference.
No, it's going to be a press
conference called. And what do they say there? Look, we didn't find anything. I'm just speculating. We didn't find anything. We're not giving up. This is, you said, the evolution of the investigation. To reassure the community, look, we understand how important this is, how dangerous this guy is. He could still be out there. That matters to us. Doesn't matter to you. We'll keep doing our job.
And a lot of times that's what this is. It's a moment, again, to change tactics a little bit and to keep this in the headlines and the news, to generate another news cycle, to jog people's memory.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, that's Luke Ducey. He'll stay up to date on the story. Thanks for coming in, Luke. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, from one crime to this one is not nearly as bad. This is just kind of a bizarre crime. But let's see here. Where is this at? This is in Clallam County.
Oh, you want to go to the ATM robbery?
We're going to go to the ATM robbery.
Yeah, let's do this.
Clallam County, am I saying that right? Clallam?
Clallam County, yeah.
Clallam County Sheriff's Office.
Just going to say it with confidence.
Yeah, Clallam County. That's what it is. I know what it is.
See how he said?
They are asking you to be alert because, listen to this. This is crazy. I'm going to give you some of the, Fox 13 had the story. Here's the details of this ATM robbery. Clallam County Sheriff's Office responded to a potential ATM robbery in progress, but later realized that the employees were being targeted by a scammer on a phone, which is crazy. I've never heard of an ATM robbery like this. You got to have I was going to use an improper phrase.
A pair. You got to have
You've got to be
a pair
strong
of robbers.
Like bull. Strong like bull to do something like this. At around 1:28 a.m., according to this Fox 13 story, somebody called, this is last Thursday, somebody called 911 to report seeing two men inside a closed gas station who were striking an ATM in Carlsbad, Washington. Believing the robbery was underway, the caller remained on the scene until law enforcement arrived. Deputies, Squint police officers, and a Washington State Patrol trooper responded. Deputies contacted the two employees, saw a large amount of cash on the counter. So this obviously sounds like an ATM robbery, which we've seen a lot of. Remember those ATM robberies that were happening where they were literally breaking in with like backhoes and
they're ripping them out of the walls, dragging them down the streets,
tied them up to the back of a truck,
There's
and then just
cash
ran off.
stash and just get it out of here and take it away. But these guys
police didn't give chase. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. We're correcting.
We can't catch up to a guy pulling an ATM.
Just follow the sparks.
Exactly.
But these guys had busted it open and there was cash sitting on the counter.
Cash sitting on the counter. So they approached the guys and they talked to them. The employees explained, they were employees at the gas station, explained that they received a call from somebody claiming to be the business owner who instructed them to download a third-party app and to call back using a number he provided. The call, and this is off in the Fox 13. It's a great story. The caller then directed the employees to take cash from the safe, registers, and ATM for an emergency pickup. Side note.
Yeah.
You got to watch who you hire. Somebody gets a call claiming to be the owner, who you may not know is the owner, and they say, hey, by the way, I need you guys to go in late at night. Not only do we want you to get into this,
I need you to bust open that ATM.
Bust open the ATM.
Take all the money out of the register.
Take all the money because it's an emergency pickup.
And I'll come by I'll swing by to grab that. If you could throw in some Slim Jims.
Yeah.
Maybe some Mountain Dew,
You're right.
Yeah.
100%. We also need Slim Jims. The employees said that they couldn't open the ATM, and the caller gave them instructions on how to break it open. You can learn anything on YouTube, by the way. Claiming there was an insurance coverage for the damage. When the deputies called the number, they actually spoke to the suspect, who eventually admitted to being a professional scammer. The Clallam County Sheriff's Office says he taunted deputies by saying that they would never be able to identify or capture him before cutting off communication. They haven't.
On his burner phone.
They haven't identified him.
A disposable burner phone.
So he was right. Well, he or she, I assume it's a he. This doesn't sound like a female crime. This sounds like a stupid guy crime. Can you believe that? To call up and to say, hey, I'm the owner of this gas station. You need to go in and break open that ATM. But then you have to find two people who are willing to do it. What do you think about that? Did that raise any red flags for you?
Yeah.
I mean, not the least of which all of the breaking in and stuff, but that the employee said, we'll do it because you're telling us that you're the owner.
Yeah, the fact that you've hired two people. I mean, let's face it. I shouldn't even say this. This is so mean and disparaging. Our best and our brightest aren't working the overnight shift at mini marts and convenience stores.
No, this is after hours.
Well,
these could have been daytime guys.
But yeah, okay.
And I will say, just to defend these guys, one of my very first jobs was at a gas station.
I know you didn't make a career out of it.
I put on the full. No, I did graduate from that eventually. Okay. But I had the full on suit, the full on coveralls. I ran out to the cars. Yeah. I wiped down the window for an extra 55 cents a gallon. You can get full service at this place. It was nice.
I miss those days. I shouldn't besmirch those working in the convenience store arena.
No, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
These two don't seem as if they were fully ready for what they were dealing with. That's the most charitable, nicest way to say it.
Yes, what do you damage the machine? No, and the scammer is good. There's insurance for damage to the ATM machine.
So go ahead and break it open.
I got that covered.
Isn't that's so wild to me. I can't believe this worked.
Well, it says you got insurance.
Have you ever? It's amazing to me the phone scams that we get these days. I get phone scams on my phone I feel like 5 times a day I get phone scam calls.
Yeah.
And I try not to pick them up.
You get scam emails as well, right?
Oh, and the text messages.
Yeah. And they're always just one eyelash away from legit, from Perfect.
Yeah.
The logos are close.
They're very good.
There's a missing shade of blue or whatever. In the PayPal, I get all these PayPal logo.
I feel like when we were young, we only had to deal with I would get stuff from Nigerian princes or princesses who needed you to deposit.
So cute. When I was young, robbers had to have guns and masks.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was no such thing as I hadn't heard of a Nigerian prince until I was in my 30s.
You didn't get any of those in your emails?
I was in my 30s.
All right. Well, when I was young.
When you were young.
When I was young.
when you were a kid.
And you know what? And I never got any of that money back. But I hope that their kingdom was saved, and they're doing good. We'll find out.
Lady Fanny of Omaha.
Yeah, Lady Fanny of Omaha. That's the best movie. If you get that reference, you're a friend of the show. And if you don't, you're too young. Go look it up. All right, we got a lot more coming up. What do we have coming up next year, Laura? This is we got some good stuff. What do we have coming up next?
We have some hotels that were rented by
Holy moly.
King County and Seattle.
Seattle, King County?
Yeah.
Another instance of them just not cleaning up their filth. You got to clean up your mess.
It's a lot of finger pointing going on too.
A lot of finger pointing.
A
lot of finger pointing. I have a finger to point. We'll point it when we come back. All right, we'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
The John Curley Show.
Don't worry, everybody, don't panic.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
When the president wants an executive order, by the way, it's going to get challenged because Congress is the one that makes all the rules to allow each state to determine how they want to do the voting. And Trump right now, he's certainly getting a lot of executive orders out there. Still the record holder is FDR. I think he's got more than 3,400 or something like that. So nobody took over the federal government and ran it like a king, like FDR.
Watch the John Curley Show live on YouTube.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/free. openphone.com/FREE.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FREE to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FREE to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FREE to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FREE to 64,000.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Cars for Kids, the easy way to donate your car. Donate today and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.com or 1-877-CARS4KIDS.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. Israel says it will investigate after 2 of its strikes hit a hospital in Gaza, killing at least 20 people.
The blast hit Nasser Hospital in Han Yunis. Among the dead, 4 journalists, Mohammed Salameh of Al Jazeera, freelancers Mariam Abu Daka and Mut Abu Taha, and Hussam al-Masri, a Reuters contractor. Hamas-backed Gaza officials say an Israeli drone struck first. A second blast was captured live on Egyptian TV. Witnesses said it came after rescue workers and journalists rushed to the scene.
That's CBS's Chris Livesay. As Ukraine fights Russian invaders, President Trump today said the U.S. is no longer financially supporting Ukraine directly, explaining.
We don't pay any money to Ukraine anymore. Do you know that? In fact, it's the opposite. They request through NATO. NATO requests missiles. They want Patriots. They want missiles. We give the missiles to NATO. NATO pays us in full.
President Trump spoke as he signed several executive orders today, including one that allows federal agencies to hire extra personnel to join the D.C. federal takeover. Attorneys for Kilmar Abrego Garcia are trying to keep him from being deported again. He was shipped out of the U.S. once accidentally. Now the federal government has accused him of human trafficking, which he denies. His attorney here.
Mr. Abrego Garcia has filed a new lawsuit challenging his current confinement and challenging deportation to Uganda or to any other country unless and until he's had a fair trial.
Crews in California are trying to contain the Picket wildfire, which is burning on nearly 7,000 acres in wine country. CBS's Carter Evans.
This is burning in the footprint of another fire that burned here about 5 years ago, and you would think that burned away most of the vegetation, and it did, but a lot of it has grown back. It is very dry now, so that's a lot of fuel for this fire. The good news is they've been able to reuse some of those dozer lines, those fire lines that they cut for the last fire, and that's helping to contain this one.
The Bear Gulch wildfire is now burning on more than 8,700 acres in the Olympic National Forest and Park. Public Information Officer Molly Pittman says it's a tough one to fight.
There's very, very steep slopes that are covered in dense, thick vegetation.
The fire is 13% contained now. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 318 points, NASDAQ up less than 10. Nate Connors is at the KIRO Newsradio traffic desk.
Hey, thanks, Heather. Linwood to Seattle plan on 20 minutes. They're starting to fill in from Northgate in the downtown. Again, though, you're at freeway speeds through this, so it's not much of a concern for you. South 405 starting to fill in between Factoria and Renton, Bellevue to Renton, also around 20-minute commute. Heading through JBLM, South 5 has a 3-mile thick backup starting near Thorn Lane. Tacoma to Olympia is taking you 1 hour already. Out of Monroe, the Evergreen State Fair is underway through Labor Day, bringing extra volumes on Highway 2 at the moment. Tiger Mountain, both directions of State Route 18 are heavy between the Deep Creek Work Zone and I-90, about a 2-mile stretch here. And east of the mountains, eastbound 90 has a 3-mile bumper-to-bumper backup as you head into Ellensburg. That'll add a little time to your drive. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine with highs in the upper 80s today. It's 78 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. I saw this story earlier, and it felt like such a cautionary tale for anybody out there who is considering renting their hotel out to the city, especially if it's going to be for a homeless shelter. And obviously there's a lot of homeless people, so you need a place to stick people. But is your hotel that you've just renovated the best spot? That's the question. Let's give you the details on this, and we can chat about this, Spike. There is a woman and her husband, her father, who are suing the city of Seattle and King County for what she says happened in her hotel after they rented it out to house homeless folks in 2020.
Correct. On the heels of the pandemic, when everything shut down, businesses weren't able to survive. No one was traveling. No one was doing anything.
There was, no tourists coming in.
So they, in an effort to, they say help the city, they agreed to this lease for their property. And we all know this place. It's right down on Dexter.
Civic Hotel in South Lake Union.
It's been there since the World's Fair. Right, yeah. It had been freshly renovated,
built in 1962.
So the city takes on. It was the King County first takes on this lease, and then the city.
Yeah,
that's part of this problem. Is that during the course of this
chain of custody, who's to blame?
Yeah,
they're kind of pointing fingers in all different directions.
Anyway, they entered a lease to house those experiencing homelessness as a low barrier. Residency, and that's kind of the sticking point here, because what came in to this.
It's just horrible. Listen to this.
Yes.
This is Neha Naria, and she's describing to Como News a little bit about her hotel. Oh, sorry about that. That's my fault. Audio here. Here we go.
They didn't even do a basic cleaning, so everything is as they have left it. You can kind of smell the odors that they have left behind. They were supposed to biohazard test and clean the property. They did not. In some rooms, it is in very high levels, to the degree that we will have to gut the property and take it back down to the studs.
Listen to the impossible situation they find themselves in. This is from the Como piece. Naria and her late father agreed to lease a hotel to the city and King County in 2020 to serve as a homeless shelter. But she says after the county ended the lease in December, they failed to abide by their contract to clean it up. She says the entire hotel, which was renovated in 2018, and it's not in a horrible area, right? It's like right across from Apple's headquarters.
Yeah, it's a block and a half from Seattle Center.
Yeah, which
it's prime. It's
can
prime
be rough.
real estate.
Can be rough at a certain time of day.
But that's like the downtown Amazon area. It's newly renovated, and everywhere you look,
contaminated with methamphetamine, fentanyl residue from people who live there. In the lawsuit, which they filed in Snohomish County earlier this month, she specifically cites, this is from the Como News piece, and this is just awful. Just imagine you're somebody who owns a small hotel. How many rooms would you estimate this has? Is it 54 rooms? What's the...
I don't know. That sounds about right. It's not a big hotel. It's like
massive.
a 3-4 story hotel.
I thought I saw
that takes less than a city block.
Maybe it was Seattle Times had it. Yeah, it's a smallish hotel. Anyway, imagine this. You're the hotel owner. The city leaves. They have finally gotten out of the lease ends with this hotel owner. They clear out. You go into the hotel, and it's just this complete mess. It's
a disaster.
It's a disaster
It's
zone.
uninhabitable.
They cite a 2024 case where a baby was found deceased inside the hotel with fentanyl and meth in their system. This is horrible. The mother, who was a tenant, I assume, as part of this program,
that's correct.
has been charged with murder. How is a property owner supposed to rebound from this? They have to now pay. Good golly, that would be so much money. You've already spent all that capital in 2018. Then this horrible pandemic hits, which you can't plan for, but that's just the breaks. They try to do what they can to make up some of the lost ground by leasing it to the city, who then hands it over and makes it part of this homeless recovery thing.
With guarantees in their contract that the city will maintain who's in there.
Yes.
They had rules against smoking inside the premises, which is part, and they said they did the best of their ability, tried to enforce that. And that they would clean up the property afterward.
But Neha alleges that the city was really not very good about making sure that people were behaving as they should, which is why it led to all this drug use and a deceased child, which is just the worst thing in the world.
And King County initially had the lease with this father and daughter for the hotel.
Sure.
That expired and Seattle took it over. So now King County is saying, no, that's Seattle's business. And Seattle's saying, no, that's King County's business. They're both pointing fingers at each other.
Seattle City Attorney Ann Davis, let's see here, and King County and the King County Executive, King County Civil Division, and the PDA, which was one of the organizations who was tasked with running this, all declined interviews, although they do say in one of these filings here, it says, in a filing, Seattle City Attorney's Office said that the city admits, quote, the city admits that King County failed to clean and repair damage to the premises, and that the city admits that it did not obtain a bid from a biocleaning company when they left. I don't see how that's not going to be a very successful lawsuit for them. If the city's admitting to these things in the filing that they didn't do these things.
Well, here's what this business owner, because her late father.
Yeah.
Now it's just Naya. Here's the problem. They're dragging their feet. They're pointing fingers at each other. It's going to go to court. She has to fight the city and the county in court.
Which is going to be costly.
She will never be able to open to get it. If her intent was to get it because it closed last December in 24 that the lease with the city expired. Hope to get it renovated, cleaned up, open for the World Cup coming next year. That's not going to happen.
Think about all the money she's just going to not have access to. Those are higher rates. Your hotel is going to be booked nonstop.
The whole world is coming here. They're building a light rail for this event.
Yes.
I mean, not only that, but
they even fixed a bridge.
There's right.
And they will get rid of all drug addicts and homeless people who are doing drugs on the streets.
Paying graffiti last weekend. Get ready. Well, now there's also part of the story. I think it was in the Times, which also had a really nice piece on this, as did Como. There's talk that a light rail station will be on this property at some date in the future.
Yeah, well, she said,
and she says, well, are they just trying to drag their feet?
She has a conspiracy. She goes, are they actually dragging their feet because they're going to drive our cost into the ground?
Right, devalue the property, get it contaminated and unclean.
Part of me believes, are they using that to drive down the value when they do have to acquire, or are they using that so that I eventually have to fold?
That's awful. I feel horrible for this lady. This is a horrible situation
these
she finds herself in.
These folks went into this with the best of intentions, trying to help out a community.
Yeah,
just everything they have into renovating this hotel.
It wasn't not self-serving as well. They were trying to keep their business open.
Sure, yeah.
If the city was going to step in with COVID funds and fill your rooms, although I got to be honest, if I owned a hotel and they told me hey, every single resident in your hotel is going to be somebody with drug addiction issues,
and it's a low barrier facility, yes,
and you have to rely on the city to make sure that they're behaving properly.
Yeah.
The last person in the world I would trust would be Seattle or King County. Yeah. Last person.
You said there was a benefit to the owners by getting this guaranteed income during a pandemic and a period of uncertainty.
Boy, but it's a double-edged sword.
But this is beyond risk.
Yeah, but
it's like betrayal.
That should have been mitigated in the contract, which the city says they were going to clean it up, make sure it was habitable again and usable, and that didn't happen. And if you have a child dying on the city's watch, that's a big lawsuit, and they should be paying out dearly for that. That's awful. You shouldn't allow people to live like this. It's horrible. Oh, it's horrible. I actually have. This will be part of my high school reunion rant coming up next. Oh. I'll give you a little taste of what my drive into it was like, and then also my time at my wife's high school reunion.
Okay.
Which was not drug related, but we'll talk about all that.
Did they rent a hotel to hold the event?
They did not. No.
Okay, because
no, it was a very nice bar in Capitol Hill.
This is a tragic story. I don't mean to make light of this. This is a tragic story for
Horrible
everybody
story.
involved.
Yeah, horrible. I hope the city pays them dearly. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Seattle's Morning News.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
I'm Amanda Factor. Coming up tomorrow morning, our former governor promised the Climate Act would cost pennies.
So why have Washington drivers paid $4 billion more for gas since it started? My commentary at 7:35.
Of course, top national and local stories of the day.
Mariners Padres at T-Mobile Park.
We'll have the highlights tomorrow morning on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is a board-certified physician with over 30 years of experience here in Seattle, and he's performed over 15,000 stem cell therapy procedures. Also, he's one of the few doing it the right way, and Paul is one of his patients.
I do a lot of hiking and trekking. I knew my hip was going slowly. I'd wake up in the middle of the night and have to turn. The hip was sore. I'd limp a little bit. So I just went ahead and did it, and it brought me back to where I wanted to be.
So what gave you the confidence to go to Dr. Wagner?
My wife had it on her knees, and that had worked very well.
Where are you at now?
I don't even know what happened. I mean, it's perfectly functional. It's an amazing procedure.
So, whether it's a shoulder, knee, or hip, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Find out if you're a candidate. Book your appointment now at drmarkwagnermd.com.
At Madrona Financial and CPAs, we believe there are 7 steps that must be taken in preparation for a successful retirement. Retirement needs more than just a basic income plan. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. Our local tax expert Greg Nunn wants taxpayers to know the IRS is now going after older cases very aggressively. If you received Form CP-504 from the IRS, do not ignore it. Be proactive and resolve your situation with Greg Nunn, N-U-N-N, None Better Tax Resolution.
KIRO Newsradio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener, Sunday, September 7th. Open the KIRO Radio News app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO Newsradio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, August 19th through the 25th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio.
Hi, welcome back to the show. Spike, can I gripe to you for a minute?
I'm happy to hear it, buddy.
I want to gripe.
I'm here for you.
All right, 2 things I want to gripe about. One, so my wife had her high school reunion over the weekend.
Nice.
Saturday night, really nice. Really nice. She graduated in 2000, so this is the 25. I got to say, 25 years goes fast.
Oh, yeah.
Goes so fast. It's kind of amazing. So we were already expecting, I had my high school reunion a couple years ago. And
did you go to your 20th or 25th?
I had my 20th.
Yeah, I did my 20th too. We didn't do the 25th. We did 20 and 40.
So I had my 20th. What year was it? It was in 2002, and I didn't know what to expect going into it, and so I kind of knew a little bit more what to expect going into my wife's 25th because they didn't have their 20th because of pandemic stuff.
Oh, okay.
Which is why they did a 25th. They don't usually do 25s, but they did this time. But you're kind of just trying to figure out like who got really old looking. And who got really fat?
Okay.
But I didn't know
who hit a genetic lottery and who got run over by a bus.
Exactly.
That's how it works.
Which is also a lot of genetics.
Yeah.
It's also a lot of hard living for some folks. But I didn't know any of these people, so I was just going into it kind of blind. I mean, like I know some of her friends because I'm married to my wife and she has friends, and some of them she went to high school with. But I didn't know most of the people, and so I found out that a lot of people actually, a lot of plus ones weren't going to the reunion.
Oh, okay.
Which I only found out when I got there. And there was only in a room full of, it was at a really nice bar in Capitol Hill.
Okay.
That one of her friends owns, which is ridiculous. So it was a nice place to have it. But there was not a lot of plus ones. And so there wasn't even anyone for me to really sit there and commiserate with.
Okay.
Because they all, like every time
they had connection.
Exactly.
You had nothing.
Or they saw me and they kind of went, why don't I recognize his face? Other than being super fans, obviously. But why don't I recognize him? And so they had nothing to say to me. And then here was the worst part. Because my wife agreed, one of her friends' husband who wasn't going, she said, hey, can I hitch a ride with you guys? And then another one of her friends, whose husband was also not going, said, oh, that's fun. You're picking up so-and-so. Can you pick us up too?
Okay.
So then we did that. And then another couple who both went to high school together and now married, who live near these other people, said, oh, you guys are driving a bunch of people. We went on that bus too. And so I ended up being the driver. I'm the designated driver for 6 adults. So I couldn't drink at this thing.
You know no one.
I know nobody.
You have no social support whatsoever, and you're not allowed to drink, which is also a form of social support. You were hung out to dry. It was
also a form of torture, let me tell you what.
You were hung out to dry, buddy.
I feel like I was hung out to dry. And don't get me wrong, I met some lovely people. Lovely people.
Yeah. We're
really nice.
We're painting a very negative light.
No. They were great. I was surprised. This was Mercer Island. So Mercer Island High School.
Mercer High School? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that class of people, I think, has stayed maybe healthier than my class of people.
Sure.
Because when I went to my high school reunion, a lot of people got pretty old.
Yeah.
And pretty big. These people have, I think, a little more finances to kind of stave off some of those natural things that happen in life.
Okay. Probably lead a little healthier life, maybe eating a little better.
I was either...
going on some vacations once in a while, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Jobs they don't hate that aren't grinding them into dust.
I think there was maybe a little more Botox that was happening.
Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough.
A lot of flat faces.
25
Not a lot
years?
of
Okay.
smiling happening because you can't do that after Botox.
Not a lot of people raising eyebrows when you...
Not a lot of eyebrow raises.
Okay. A lot of even tans in the room?
I'll be honest. I'd say 90% of the room looked pretty great.
Okay, yeah.
And I know it was an honest assessment because I wasn't drinking. Did you go to your high school reunion?
I went to my 20th.
How did you like it?
Everyone had swelled. Is the usual.
That was my experience.
Everyone had
But you didn't grow up in a rich area.
No, I went to
Neither did I.
I went to a public school in Baltimore.
Well, well, Mercer Island's a public school, but,
but that's Mercer Island. Come on, Poverty Rock, please.
Yeah. Poverty Rock.
My 20th was very underwhelming for me because it was very cliquey in its organization.
Yeah.
Most people that I ran with and hung with in high school weren't there, and a lot of them that I contacted after, because usually it's the first night is for just the alumni,
and then you bring all the
second
families.
night is family night, right, or couples night, or whatever it may be, however you call it, with a golf course or golf ground in Saturday morning. Friday night when I went to this, no one I knew was there. So I reached out to them. How come you didn't make it last night? What are you talking about? I had no idea. They didn't bother to reach out to the entirety of the class. The organized it was my situation.
Yeah.
It was terrible. I went to my wife's 20th, though.
Did everybody swell, or did they look good?
No, they look pretty good.
They look good.
I was drinking, so I don't know. Initially I walked in and said, wow,
you need
these
a
people
sober
really...
assessment.
Yeah, and I can't give you one.
Yeah.
Because I also didn't know a lot of people.
I did meet a lot of people. I naturally you just talk about what you do. So we actually had a lot of people who knew the show,
That's
which
nice.
was nice.
Really nice.
Really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Except they were like three sheets to the wind.
Yeah.
And so that conversation, it was nice.
Well, yeah, but they were
it was
telling
still
us, telling us what an idiot your partner is. A lot of that.
No. It was all very complimentary.
Okay.
It was great. So shout out to everybody from all the Islanders from 2000.
Someday I'll have to tell you about the time I impersonated someone at a class reunion.
Perfect.
I went with a friend of mine. I was my buddy's coat +1.
Yeah. Nice. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Be right back.
The John Curley Show.
I think the most talented person who's here, and it's John Curley.
By the way, that's my ringtone right there, Coach K.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
We were at this party and I said to you, what about Caitlin Clark? What do you about Caitlin Clark? And you said, Curley, you don't know anything about basketball. Let me tell you something.
Sue Bird is the ultimate point guard. I love Sue Bird. Seattle was so very fortunate to have her as her idol, as her hero.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/free. openphone.com/FREE.
I always say, know where your food comes from. And for the best tasting food, choose locally fresh. Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. When you choose food from local family farmers like Wilcox, you support the local economy with jobs and promote environmental sustainability. Wilcox is committed to organic, humane practices that keep our hens healthy and help preserve the land. So, our family can keep on producing great eggs for another 100 years. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Kilmar Obrega Garcia is in ICE custody at this hour, detained after he was shown up for an appointment at a Baltimore field office. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
We've got him under control. He will no longer terrorize our country.
Garcia's attorney, Simon Sandoval Motionberg.
We asked the ICE officer what the reason for his detention was. The ICE officer didn't answer. The ICE officer stated that he'll be taken to a detention center. We asked the ICE officer which detention center. The ICE officer said that they weren't able to say.
He has since been moved to a Virginia detention center while the legal battle plays out. Most National Guard troops in Washington, D.C. are carrying weapons now. Several hundred are on patrol at any given time. D.C.'s Mayor Muriel Bowser.
I don't believe that troops should be policing American cities.
But the president today threatened to deploy troops to Chicago as part of his efforts to fight crime.
Chicago's a disaster, and the governor of Illinois should say, President, would you do us the honor of cleaning up our city? We need help. They need help.
President Trump today also threatened consequences if there isn't a deal soon to end the war in Ukraine. Stacey Lynn reports.
The president says if an agreement isn't made in the next 2 weeks to stop the fighting,
at that point, I'll step in very strongly.
But he wants Russian President Putin and Ukrainian President Zelensky to meet first.
I wanted them to work out their differences first because it is ultimately between them.
He says this war has to end, and if it doesn't,
there could be very big consequences, but we'll see what happens.
5 journalists were among those killed today in Israeli airstrikes on a hospital in Gaza. UN spokesman Stefan Dujarric.
These latest horrific killings highlight the extreme risks that medical personnel and journalists face as they carry out their vital work amidst this brutal conflict. The Secretary General recalls that civilians, including medical personnel and journalists, must be respected and protected at all times.
Israel's prime minister called it a tragic mishap. Just ahead of the 20th anniversary of Katrina, current and former FEMA staffers have written a letter expressing concerns about cuts to the agency. Matt Piper has that.
It was signed by dozens of FEMA employees and sent to Congress, saying the agency cannot effectively manage emergencies and could result in disaster. The letter warns that the Trump administration is sending FEMA back to pre-Katrina levels by cutting funding and staff.
The response to Hurricane Katrina was widely criticized. The administration said today it's made reform a priority so taxpayer dollars reach those they're meant to help. On Wall Street, stocks finished mixed. The Dow off 349. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
An update in the search for accused killer Travis Decker, but first, Nate Connors is at the KIRO Newsradio traffic desk.
Thanks, Heather. Let's start you in Shoreline. The Northeast 145th Street on-ramp to South 5 is shut down today through September 17th for road work. I found that out the hard way heading into work today, so want to give you the early heads up. Linwood to Seattle, 28 to 25 minutes. Not a big concern, but it is getting crowded between Northgate and the Convention Center. At the off-ramp to Northeast 50th, there is a couple cars there on the right shoulder to look out for. Both of our lake bridges are wide open. South 405 filling in between Factoria and Renton. Bellevue to Renton going to take you right around 20 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia has improved a bit, down to 55 minutes. South 5 has a 3-mile backup through JBLM. And out toward Tiger Mountain, westbound 18, still heavy from I-90 over to the Deep Creek work zone. Eastbound 18, however, has cleared out. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. We're expecting to get an update in just 1 hour on the renewed search for accused killer Travis Decker. The FBI has again closed campgrounds and trails in the area near Leavenworth, where the bodies of his 3 young daughters were found in June. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison indicating earlier.
You will see soon. We have not given up. We're coming up with different approaches. And again, that's thanks to a lot of our partners that we have on staff. And we look forward to kind of talking about the next evolution of some of our search operations.
It's unclear whether Decker is dead or alive. The Department of Justice today announcing they've arrested 13 members of the Sinaloa cartel operating in Washington state. Special Agent David Reams says agents seized nearly 7 million lethal doses of fentanyl, heroin, cocaine, and meth.
This could have killed every person in every community in the Puget Sound region, which is why DEA is putting every resource at our disposal towards ending the reign of drug terror in the Pacific Northwest.
The operation was so big, traffickers used semi-trucks to move around arsenals of drugs and guns. The captain of a container ship is accused of being drunk aboard his vessel when it arrived at a Port of Seattle terminal Saturday. Charging documents say Ole Daninelin had a blood alcohol level of more than 2.5. That's 6 times the legal limit for commercial mariners. Another crew member steered the ship from Everett to Elliott Bay and alerted the Coast Guard. Another weekend of freeway closures for maintenance. This time it was on I-405 from Renton to Kirkland. KIRO 7 TV's Deborah Horn reports it tested drivers' patience as they braved the heat.
You can hear the frustration coming from the vehicles, from their drivers too. So how is the closure on 405 affecting you?
To go to work, I have to take another route, so it's really hard.
WashDOT's Craig Smiley says the work is progressing well.
The Mariners' win against the Athletics yesterday wasn't just any victory. It featured this.
Goodbye baseball upper deck, Cal Raleigh.
He was not done.
Cal Raleigh with his historic 49th home run of the year.
Cal Raleigh now has the most home runs in a single season by a catcher in Major League Baseball history. The M's face the Padres in Seattle tonight. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine with highs in the upper 80s. It's 82 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. The show goes by so fast. I'm always amazed. Time just like breaks down. We walk into this room and it just disappears. We just get to hang out and have fun. This is the best job in the world.
It is.
Isn't it the greatest job?
It's weird because time literally stops and then it flies. You know what I'm saying?
Flies.
It's just like,
it disappears.
We've been here an hour already?
Yeah.
I feel like we just sat down.
Yeah, feels like 3.
I just looked into your face.
Just joking. It's
Hey,
going fast.
can I give you this now? Oh, well, we should invite people. Did we invite people yet?
I want you to, but I'm going to use it as a shameless play to get people to watch the YouTube. So, Laura, if they want to text us right now so they can get lined up on YouTube, let's do a couple of stories.
Okay.
And then let's wrap up the segment.
Let's
wrap up the segment with that surprise gift, which I got to say, I got to be honest, like Christmas morning for me. Like, you know when you're a kid and you see all those beautiful wrap presents, you just want to dive into them? You're peeking in the corner.
Yeah.
You've been hiding it from me all morning. You said, I
apologize for the wrapping paper. The plain manila with postage all over it. It really doesn't say love, doesn't say gift, doesn't say wonder.
The fact that you thought of me, I love it. Laura, what can people text in?
Gift is what you should text.
888-973-5476. That's the text line.
Gift.
Text gift.
With a T.
With a T. We did a focus group, and it turns out that our texters and also on YouTube, the things they know best are 4-letter words. And so we said, let's make it 4 letters, and it should be gift.
Not present.
No, not present.
Or surprise.
Surprise.
Not surprise. That's more than 4 letters.
There's plus a couple of R's in there. A lot of people don't know that.
So text gift with a T, as Laura says, to 888-973-5476. And Spike's going to give me a special surprise.
Yeah, I got
just a few minutes.
Couldn't resist, buddy.
I'm genuinely curious about what that is. Am I going to be happy about it, or am I going to feel like
it's not
a good surprise?
Not a punk. I'm not going to punk you.
It doesn't hiss, does it?
No.
I haven't seen it move.
It's not something that hides in my toilet, is it?
It's too small to be a pair of python skin boots, which is what I really wanted to get you. But
that would have been sweet.
It's a different story.
Some yellow ones.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about this real fast because this is a crazy story. That ship container captain who was sailing 6 times the legal limit, which you actually looked into this, and the legal limit when you're driving in the water is different from the legal limit when you're driving on the road.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm heartened by this or outraged by this. Because as we all know, the legal limit for driving is 0.08. Blood alcohol level is legally intoxicated. With a maritime navigator, it is 0.04. Captain, half the legal limit requirements of a guy on the road.
So they want you to be more safe in the open ocean.
Or just a little less drunk?
Yeah.
Was
you're
0.000 an option?
Yeah, you're saying it should be 0.
Was no alcohol while you're taking a trader with hundreds and hundreds of cargo containers?
Oh, my gosh.
Through our waterways?
The size of these things is unbelievable.
We're willing to let you blow a 0.04?
The ship in question was the MSC Jubilee 9, if I am reading my Roman numerals correctly.
He took it a little too literally.
Yes.
The Jubilee.
The Jubilee, yeah, for sure. It is a 333 foot, or 333 meter?
Yeah. It's
Good
1,000 feet, roughly. Little
have you seen videos? Quick side note: have you watched videos on YouTube of these container ships when they get caught in like crazy North Atlantic swells?
Oh yeah, when the freight breaks loose,
which happens all the time,
falls off.
It's just falling off all the time.
There are countless containers full of goods at the bottom of the sea for those just brave enough to go after them.
Or a lot of them are just floating around out there in the middle of the ocean. No, they really do. They just float around out there because a lot of them are airtight.
Oh wow!
And they don't sink right away.
Wow,
crazy.
And these guys are drinking
1,000 feet. Good Lord! This one was under the Liberian flag, operated by a guy with a Ukrainian passport. Who I'm not going to even try his name. Give it a shot.
Heather gave it a shot. Poor
Ole Danielin.
Oh yeah, she had about 5 more syllables in her try.
She had more than I did.
Yeah.
She probably got it right. I'll bet you I'm butchering it. Ole or Ole? Ole? My dad used to tell these jokes when I was a kid. Sven and Ole jokes.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember those? Did you hear those too? Are you Norwegian?
No, but I got a mother-in-law who is.
Okay.
So I got him. Yeah.
Laura, have you ever heard of Sven and Ole jokes? Are you Norwegian?
No.
Okay. Well, then you wouldn't know them. It's part of our culture.
Our heritage.
It's part of our heritage.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. You might wonder to yourself, like, how did the Coast Guard find out this guy was? Is it 6 times the legal limit?
Yes.
Good Lord.
Yes.
So the way this works is you have a pilot who knows the waters, who goes out, is either flown out or driven out or ferried out to the ship that waits out in deeper waters. It's the Puget Sound Pilots Association. They have all these members who just know how to drive these massive container ships safely through Puget Sound waters, which can be tricky. We have all these currents. The depths are different. according to their website, they say that they are highly skilled, specially trained ship captains who board oil tankers, cargo vessels, and cruise ships, to guide them safely through the Puget Sound. Our pilots are independent professionals who work on behalf of citizens of Washington State, and they're committed to making sure that these boats get around safely, these ships get around safely. So one of these pilots goes out to the ship and notices something that smells like alcohol.
Yeah.
So
it's not a shipment full of rum.
No,
it's a captain full of rum.
It's allegedly a captain full of rum, showing signs of intoxication. So because it's protocol, they then call in the Coast Guard, who then has to turn it over, and they do interviews with Washington State Patrol. Also, I guess, is part of that interview process. So that was run. Primary officer who did this investigation, I just found this fascinating, was done by Sarah Crum, and Sarah Crum detailed her experience going out onto the ship to interview this captain. I just want to read you a little bit of this. We got some of this from King County Prosecutor's Office because they've now charged the guy. They charged him with what was the charge here? They charged him with a gross misdemeanor, and he was arrested for operating under the influence. Again, 6 times the legal limit. But listen to this. So they go out on the boat. They say, this is from Sarah Crum. I responded to a call for service from the U.S. Coast Guard and the Washington State Patrol Roanoke office. They stated they needed a certified operator to take somebody through the BAC process, blood alcohol. What's the C stand for? Blood alcohol content process. Yeah.
Shame I know that.
You knew that quick. 2 uniformed Coast Guard MPs arrived at the WSP Roanoke office along with 2 plainclothes special agents and the subject in question. The subject was later identified as the aforementioned guy who we have a tough time saying his name. Ole Danilin. On August 20th at approximately 9:50 a.m., the Puget Sound enforcement chief, briefed them on a report from one of the Puget Sound pilots that the captain of a container vessel was allegedly under the influence. We drove out to the terminal. We embarked the vessel, so they got on the vessel. At approximately 10:30, the master of the vessel, Ole, walked past me, introducing himself, and I detected, based off of my training and experience, to be an overwhelming odor consistent with that of an individual who had been consuming alcoholic beverages. The Sarah person, who was good at her job, she glanced at her watch so that she could note the time.
Yep.
Because, again, they'll slow roll some of these investigations so that the alcohol has a chance to wear off.
Okay.
But she want to make sure that she has all the times and everything.
Yep.
And anyway, but they did. They gave this guy a blood alcohol test, and he took a breathalyzer, 6 times the legal limit. He's now been released on his own recognizance, and he had to turn over his passport to the Coast Guard, so he's not going to be able to, skip town if he wants to get out of this process. That's kind of crazy that he could be drinking so much.
Well, I've been thinking about it since I've gotten my high horse and was like, high and mighty, captain shouldn't have any alcohol, 000, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not advocating for intoxicating.
Drinking on the job.
Yeah, I'm not. But I guess it's a little different. When you've got a trained local expert pilot that brings these big ships, whether it's cargo ships or cruise ships, into the harbor.
And I'm going to argue with you after this.
When you turn the reins over to an expert in the inner waterways of the Puget Sound,
yes,
that's a different story than a guy that's like, okay, that way, 6,000 miles.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that you're blowing maybe a .039 out in the high seas when you can't hit it. It'd be hard to hit something. You'd have to try to hit something out that far. So maybe I'm not advocating for intoxicated captains.
Yeah, there's ghost ships who have no captains who are drifting about for years. Have you seen those?
No, really?
You've never seen those?
No, apparently I wasn't aware there were floating cargo containers where you got to dodge halfway between Asia and here.
This is a fun rabbit hole that you guys can go down on the onlines, on the internets, if you want to, and I have. But you can look up. They have ghost ship trackers, and there will be people who are
just adrift.
There are just these giant ships that are adrift out there in the ocean.
Wow!
And you don't want to necessarily take ownership of them, because then you have to figure out what to do with them. So they leave them out there drifting around. They're abandoned. There's some from do you remember the tsunami that hit Japan?
Sure.
Was that 2011?
Oh, the Fukushima?
I think it was the Fukushima one.
Yeah.
I think it was 2011. I could be off on the dates. But there are ships still out in the ocean
that were
washed out, like big, like 200-foot big ships. And they're just floating out there. And every once in a while, they'll get spotted. And there's a really crazy story about somebody getting on one and the rats that had taken over the ship. It's bizarre. Anyway, it's disgusting me. That's pretty far afield. The issue that I have with this and this captain 9:50 in the morning. 9:50 a.m.
Yeah.
Even if you're going to hand the boat over to somebody else who's a professional, 9 o'clock in the morning. And again, I don't know. I don't know what the guy's schedule is. There's a lot of people who work the night shift, and then they'll get off, and their afternoon happens to be at 8 a.m. And so they're going to hit up their local watering hole, and they're going to get a drink, whatever. But this guy's in charge of a ship that's 1,000 feet long, and it's 9 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, it's got tons and tons and tons, millions of tons of freight on this.
Yeah, that's a bad deal. That's a bad deal.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
All right. If you haven't already texted in, this is your last chance to do so before Spike gives me his special gift. I'm very excited for it. 888-973-5476. Text gift, and you will get the link to join us live on YouTube. So we're going to should we do one more story here? Or should we just get right into it? I just kind of want to
get right into it.
Let's get right into it.
Are you dying to know?
Yes,
I'm dying
of course.
to know.
All right, hand me this thing.
Rather than you take a look in there.
Why did you?
Because last week,
get me this
because last week was just an amazing time to be in Washington State because we got something last week in the state of Washington. And I hope now you know what I'm talking about.
We got something. What do we get?
You were so thrilled.
This isn't like a
last
homeless
week.
thing, is it?
No. Open it up. Take a look so I can tell my story.
All right.
This is last week.
ASMR.
The state of Washington.
Yeah, let's let the audience listen. They love this. A bunch of perverts out there.
That's actually really good.
So
why do people like that so much?
I don't know. Anyway, last week in the state of Washington, don't pop the bubble.
Just kidding. All right, I'm opening it up.
Open that up.
No way.
Yeah. Last week, Washington got its first ever In-N-Out burger.
Dude.
And you literally were a joyful, over-the-moon reaction to this because you were raised in a
In-N-Out
world.
Washington.
Look at the back.
Zoom in on that?
Yeah.
Can you get in on that? Look at that. In-N-Out Washington. What's the picture on the back? Oh, that's gorgeous.
Look at
why
that.
don't they have more In-N-Outs? Look at that artwork, guys. Look how beautiful that is.
Isn't that great?
That's like a Washington picture. It looks like there's a waterfall. It almost looks like the start of Twin Peaks. But there's an In-N-Out sitting at the start of Twin Peaks.
You got Mount Rainier, got some waterfalls, got a river, got some boulders, got an eagle.
Got an eagle
got
flying
pine
high.
trees. I mean, they really hit the mark with this Washington specific logo
Look at that.
of In-N-Out burgers. And they took that beautiful, picturesque landscape and dropped an In-N-Out burger right in the middle. The only thing missing.
That is so nice.
Hey, my pleasure, buddy.
Put it on right now.
I saw how just genuinely happy you were. And I got a friend who lives right down in Ridgefield. And they posted on their social media this weekend or last week that they were down in the fray, getting that In-N-Out love on opening day. People waiting 14 hours in their car.
How's it look? Is it good?
It's good. I got you one. I didn't want it to be too tiny. Maybe it's too big for you. We can get you
That's
small.
too big. I'm trying to bulk up anyway.
There you go. Okay,
I'm eating more.
Fair enough. Anyway, I said to my friend,
nice. Look at that.
My friend posted that they were at the grand opening, and I on social media wrote, "Hey, are you still there? Can you grab me a T-shirt?" And I talked about how just what a fan you are of In-N-Out.
I'm a huge fan.
So my buddy picked me up a T-shirt and mailed it up here.
What's
for
your
us.
buddy's name?
Tracy.
Tracy.
Yeah.
God bless you. And Spike, thank you. God
You're welcome,
bless
buddy.
you.
There's
Thank you
a
for
bumper
doing
sticker
this.
in there too for you. Little In-N-Out, Washington specific In-N-Out bumper sticker for you.
No way. Yeah. That is cool. Look at that. Can we zoom in on that?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody.
It's literally a
I'm
car.
going to show you a
car
picture of
bumper
that on the
with a Washington plate.
On the commercial break, I'll
says
put it up right
In-N-Out.
up in front of the camera.
Yeah.
That's very special. It's very nice.
I wanted you to know how much I enjoyed how much you enjoyed last week. I really did because I've had In-N-Out, but it's not part of my upbringing, my family's. I mean, your folks. It's in their blood.
My dad worked there. He worked at the 7th location, I think, 7th or 8th, whatever. Splitting hairs.
So it's funny. I was
splitting fries. That was his job, literally.
Splitting potatoes.
Splitting potatoes. That's what he did.
I was looking today to see if the crowds had died down.
Yeah.
After a big busy first opening blast of enthusiasm, and it's like, are there any live cameras that are monitoring the length of the line?
The traffic.
Yeah. Like, is there a live webcam somewhere? There isn't yet. So maybe that's an opportunity for our friends who run the Facebook page.
I did see video though of people waiting in line, and it looked like a Disneyland line for like Indiana Jones or something crazy, where it crisscrosses back and forth.
Oh yeah, they had it sectioned off for massive.
You know what it actually looked like? It looks like you were waiting at the ferry terminal for a boat. It looks like you were in the lot waiting for a ferry boat.
Oh yeah.
Because
lane
there were
after
so many
lane
cars,
after lane,
lane
side
after
by
lane
side.
after lane. All these people just sitting on the roof waiting. 14 hours people were waiting to get a burger. I assume that they got them by now. I hope they got them by now.
Well, I was going to check to see if the crowds had died down, if it was okay now to just, I don't want to drive down there and wait 5 hours for a burger.
No, that's ridiculous.
But there's no cameras yet.
We need a real, because I don't have time to drive 3 hours to go get a burger. I got a lot of little kids. My wife's not letting me get away from that.
You're going to pick one up when you have a reason.
I
to
do
go
when I'm
south.
driving through, and if I get out of the house for 6 hours, I'm golfing. I'm not going to sit in the middle of traffic.
When I did a Google search on In-N-Out Burgers in Washington, like the biggest stories that popped up were us.
Us talking about it?
Yeah,
nice, leading the way in your In-N-Out coverage,
which made me think, I got him the right present. So,
here's what we need: we need one of our very, very wealthy listeners who has a helicopter who plans to go down and get a burger. Just to fly
bring
one back for us. Yeah, put it in some sort of a container that keeps it hot.
Yeah,
I don't want to have
a hot bag. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
But that's the beauty of In-N-Out is the freshness.
You want to be there,
right? Yeah. You can't. Nothing travels well, and some burgers can withstand a 4-hour drive. And you won't be able to tell that they've been through a 4-hour drive.
I found a cheeseburger from McDonald's, half-eaten under the car seat the other day. Not the car seat. We don't feed it to babies in my house, but like under the seat of the car that one of the kids was eating.
Yeah.
Looked the exact same, which is a problem. I think an In-N-Out burger is going to have some mold on it, I hope.
I would hope so. It would wilt.
It would wilt.
It wouldn't have hang time month-wise. You ever seen the thing where they take a burger and put it on like a shelf for a year and come back and it still looks very similar to the original day it was issued?
Yeah. Preservatives are nasty business.
Yeah.
Nasty business. Genuinely, this means a lot to me.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Buddy. I'm glad.
I'm going to send a picture of this immediately to my dad.
Nice.
Who will be very excited that I have one.
There you go.
That's fantastic. And thank you to Tracy, too, your buddy Tracy.
Good job, Trace.
That was cool.
Appreciate it.
All right. We have a lot more coming up. We actually have, is Charlie Harger coming in with us next?
Yes.
Is that right?
No,
he's
not next.
No, not next.
We're making him wait?
Oh, no. Charlie's on with us at 1:49, so don't miss that.
We've got some AI stuff going on.
This is hilarious. Do you remember on Friends when Joey, this is going to date us. I don't know if, Laura, do you know what Friends is?
What? No.
TV show Friends?
No.
She's
literally never heard of it.
Just joking, folks.
Okay.
Never watched it.
You've watched it. Have you not watched it?
Like, not all the way through. Just like reruns on TV.
Well, yeah, that's all anybody watches.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, there's an actor. Some actors are hiring their images out to AI.
They're selling their images?
To make like pharmacy commercials. And the commercials that they're getting famous in are not ones necessarily that you want to be known
like
for.
Joey became the face of gonorrhea.
Yeah. We have a hilarious story next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Seattle's morning news.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
I'm Amanda Factor. Coming up tomorrow morning, our former governor promised the Climate Act would cost pennies.
So why have Washington drivers paid $4 billion more for gas since it started? My commentary at 7:35.
Of course, top national and local stories of the day.
Mariners Padres at T-Mobile Park.
We'll have the highlights tomorrow morning on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service.
Really?
Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 10/9/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of one unlimited intro line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. One discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leafilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Can you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FREE to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FREE to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FREE to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FREE to 64,000.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Cars for Kids, your trusted charity for car donations, also accepts donations of boats, RVs, motorcycles, and real estate. Call today, 877-CARS4KIDS.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. The Prime Minister of Israel calls it a tragic mishap in Gaza. He says the military is investigating back-to-back airstrikes on a hospital that killed at least 5 journalists and medical workers. The BBC's Amir Nader reports from Jerusalem.
Some are accusing the Israeli military of a so-called double tap strike, which is a strike that hits the location of a first strike once first responders go there and is designed to maximize casualties.
The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry reports 20 people were killed in that strike. Seattle and King County are being sued over a hotel used during the pandemic. KIRO News Radio's Manufactor tells us why.
The Civic Hotel in the South Lake Union neighborhood was turned into a homeless shelter. The owner says the governments broke their contracts and left drug contamination behind. Seattle admits some damage but says King County is to blame. According to the Seattle Times, King County says the same thing about Seattle. The Civic was built in 1962 for the World's Fair, remodeled in 2019, and held about 50 people during the pandemic. Now the owner wants compensation for what was left behind. Manufactor, KIRO News Radio.
Now, the closing bell reports the U.S. government has taken a nearly 10% stake in Intel, the deal valued at about $10 billion. And as CBS's Jason Brooks reports, it may be just the beginning of similar moves by the Trump administration.
White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett told CNBC that the Intel stake is part of a broader strategy to create a sovereign wealth fund, including more companies, and if not in semiconductors, then in other industries. Hassett maintains that the U.S. government has made previous equity stake moves like this, including massive cash infusions for mortgage companies Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac during the financial crisis in 2008. President Trump posted on Truth Social that he will make deals like Intel for the country all day long.
At the close today, Wall Street gives up some of those big gains. From Friday, the Dow lost nearly 350 points, S&P down 28, NASDAQ off by 47. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 1:33. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. Lake Washington Windows and Doors has the update. Linwood to Seattle plan on 25 minutes. It's crowded now from about Lake City Way into I-90. North 5, you're going to slow approaching the West Seattle Bridge up to Yesler. Traffic eastbound on the West Seattle Bridge, you're going to jam up at First Avenue. Both of our lake bridges remain all clear. South 405 filling in at I-90 all the way to the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton is a 20-minute commute. Seattle to Federal Way, you're looking good, taking 25 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia is at 50. All that's in your way, really, is this 3-mile backup through JBLM. There's a little crowding as you head into Olympia. And east of Tiger Mountain, westbound 18 remains heavy from I-90 over to that Deep Creek work zone, about a 2-mile backup here. Beat inflation at Lake Washington Windows and Doors for a limited time. Save with 20% inflation discounts and 18 months free financing. Learn more at lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Another hot day in store. Temperatures in the upper 80s. Right now, 84 degrees in downtown Seattle. Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. This was a hilarious story. I couldn't wait to share it with you. I saw in the New York Times, which is just a paper I read every single day, cover to cover. Just kidding. Do they still print that as a paper?
Yes. The Times is still on a print.
Still a print
version.
thing.
Yeah. Most of their business is digital.
To be honest, I saw this in Seattle Times. It was a reposting by the Seattle Times, but it's from the New York Times. Just a quick side note. Do you remember the days when people just read papers?
Sure.
How relaxing that must have been.
Yeah, you bet.
Wouldn't that have been nice?
Sunday morning. Had to wait for the old man to get finished with it, though.
Now, why
the old man had first access.
You're just seeing my neck.
Wow.
There's a close-up of my
Thanks
neck.
to all of our zooming for the shirt. Now our cameras are freaking out. But just give me a second.
Same thing they did to me last week. Right, so this is just fair play, I guess.
Yeah, turnabout.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, so
here's Jake's pores.
I'm
that
uncomfortable
healthy
with the
skin
size of
regimen
my
on a daily
pores being
basis.
shown on the camera here.
You got a healthy pores. That's good.
Here's what I read in the Times, I thought this was so funny and really bizarre. This is the world we live in now. There are actors out there. You use a lot of social media?
Yeah, sure.
So on social media, you see those ads that sometimes will preview a video.
Absolutely.
And you're just waiting to skip it as fast as possible. Yeah. So those ads are actually AI characters, a lot of those. And those aren't people those are actors who have given their likeness. They have sold their likeness to one of these social media sites.
Really?
So in the case that they highlight in the New York Times, they talked to a bunch of actors who, for very little, like kind of a pittance, hired their avatars out to TikTok. And TikTok paid them, so they
for their images that they can then manipulate
for their images.
Okay,
so they'll do like
a few.
Yeah, they'll do a few things for the camera. I don't know exactly how it works, but they'll probably give a little video from all sides.
Yeah,
and then those avatars will be ready to go. You might give them a sample of your voice.
Sure. Yeah, so they can saying whatever they want. Yeah.
So
AI.
they highlight one guy whose name is Scott Jackman. Scott Jackman. He's a 52-year-old actor in Dallas. He had a career I believe he was in the healthcare field. I believe he was a nurse, and decided that he wanted to also pursue the stream of acting. And so he got this opportunity. He's, not a bad-looking guy. You could believe that he's got some facial cream or maybe like some sort of a testosterone pill that he uses. And so TikTok paid this guy, I think like less than $1,000. I think that was the number that they gave him. Less than, $750 That's what he's gotten so far for his troubles. $750, and he even got a trip to the Bay Area to take some of these pictures.
Oh, nice.
For AI.
For a guy from Dallas, that's the dream.
Big deal.
Sure.
Big deal, yeah. And so he goes there, and they get his likeness, and then friends now are sending him messages going like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing you everywhere. I didn't realize you'd gotten this cool contract for like men's ED pills or something. And he goes, actually, I'm not doing that. And they're like, yeah, you are. Here's your video.
I just watched a video of you.
Or they'll put a video of him speaking Spanish. Now, he doesn't speak Spanish.
Wow.
But AI can manipulate it so it looks like he speaks Spanish.
And it's his voice because they've got
it's his voice.
A sampling of his voice.
It's his movements. You and I have done this with Grok.
Yeah.
We did the Grok Imagine thing where we can like turn us into Yetis.
We're hugging Yetis. We're sword fighting. We're lightsaber fighting.
And it's just crazy. They highlighted this other guy. This is kind of sad. And it reminded us of that scene in Friends where Joey is trying to make some extra money as an actor.
Sure. Yeah. So this is nothing new.
No, they've been doing it.
My face, as I'm now the face of Brill Cream or whatever.
Sure,
yeah,
sure. So they'll buy your face. They'll buy a modeling shot of you doing something, and then it'll be they'll post you up on a billboard next to an ad for something. In the case of Friends, I think he was like trying to fight off gonorrhea. Is that?
Yeah, Joey was the face of.
Which was a funny premise because then he couldn't get a date.
Yeah.
He's like standing in front of one of his posters and a woman walks by and he's like trying to hit on her, not realizing that he's advertising gonorrhea behind it.
A cautionary tale. This guy.
Yeah. Watch out for this guy. So they highlight another guy who wanted to remain anonymous. I'm just going to read you this piece. Another performer spoke on the condition of anonymity because his likeness has been used in what he considered to be embarrassing ads, including a fiber supplement targeted to gay men in which his avatar stated certain sexual preferences. He shared the documentation that he was only paid $500 for this. So imagine if everybody in your life that you know starts seeing you in all these ads for whatever it might be. Maybe it's ED pills or whatever.
Yeah.
The crazy part also about this is they're only getting like traditional actors who go in ads, like you get a national spot.
Yeah.
That's big money. You get really well paid for these things. Yeah. But in these ads, which are seen by millions upon millions, maybe even hundreds of millions of people, you don't get that same money. You get this one-time fee.
Yeah, that's the thing.
For selling your likeness.
You are selling it out with no protection about what it's used for or how many times it's used.
Yes.
And when you're struggling, aspiring, a model or actor, you don't have any leverage.
Happy for the work.
You got no leverage. You can't dictate terms. Well, you can use mine, but don't. I want clearance. I want control over what kind of ads. No, they'll get somebody else.
Yeah, but I only want to be used for aftershocks for like a weight loss pill.
Right.
Like you don't want to be the before.
I don't want to ever be the before guy for any product at all.
Actually, yeah, that's a stipulation. I never want to be the before product. I only want to be the after.
I want to be used in cis, male, blah, whatever it might be.
Whatever it might be.
You know what the other ugly side of this is? Is that this guy's putting hundreds, if not thousands of actors out of work.
Yeah.
Because his face will become the face of a million products.
So apparently
across millions and millions of platforms.
Who would have killed for that ad.
Right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, TikTok, apparently, when you go and advertise with them, and they have this is the thing, they have $10 billion a year in revenue that they bring in from companies who want to advertise things like ED pills and hair creams and whatever it might be. And so you can select from one of their 12 avatars. And you can decide, like, all right, this is the target age for the guy that we're trying to advertise to.
This guy needs life insurance.
100%.
Yeah.
This guy looks like an after or a before.
Sure, yeah.
Let's use this guy. And then you can manipulate it to say anything you want, which is a really scary place to be. But you don't know that when you're signing up for this service.
You give away all rights and privileges and control. Imagine if you're an actor that goes in, good-looking guy, you've been working hard on your body, all of a sudden, through AI, you're now the before guy for compression socks because your legs look like ham hocks. How embarrassing that is.
I wonder if they're allowed to do that. Could they distort you?
Sure.
Like if
they own you outright.
But can they distort you? If they're buying your image, can they then distort your image in a way that's negative?
You're now the face of leprosy.
Yes.
The ongoing scourge of leprosy.
Yeah.
And you've got sores and growths.
Nothing against our
leper
leper
like a rabbit with pavlonavirus.
For our leper listeners out there, nothing against you guys at all. But we love you.
Yeah, because you're the one suffering.
Keep a safe distance.
We don't want to take some model and faux leprosy on the guy. No.
Hire a real leper.
He's taking away jobs from real lepers.
I 100% agree with you.
Right?
And this is what TikTok
and
is doing.
representation matters.
It does.
For lepers.
Is that like, affliction appropriation? Is that what we should call that?
Well, no, if not if somebody actually has it.
If they when they take Steve from AI generated,
Steve was like a healthy guy in Dallas who's a nurse. He's like the least likely person to get it.
He doesn't have leprosy.
But yeah, that's pretty crazy. So if you are thinking about doing this, you're not going to get paid much.
And again, today is the worst AI. The worst version of AI you'll ever see is right here, right now.
And it's
nothing but better.
It's already believable as a real person.
Yeah. It used to be a year ago. It was easy to spot an AI generated video a year ago. 6 months ago, I can't tell now. Nowadays, forget it.
Looks real.
Forget it.
Totally
can't
real.
believe what we hear, what we see. Can't believe it.
Can't believe your own eyes. But you can believe your ears, which is why you got to listen to this show.
Right?
And we'll give it to you straight. All right, coming up next, Charlie Harger's going to join us. He has noticed a disturbing trend that I have also noticed. I think he noticed it after me, so I'm technically the trendsetter.
Fair enough.
But Charlie also noticed this. We're going to invite him in here. He's going to talk about it with us, so you don't want to miss it. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund.
The John Curley Show.
I think the most talented person who's here, and it's John Curley.
By the way, that's my ringtone right there, Coach K.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
We were at this party when I said to you, what about Caitlin Clark? What do you about Caitlin Clark? And you said, Curley, you don't know anything about basketball. Let me tell you something.
Sue Bird is the ultimate point guard. I love Sue Bird. Seattle was so very fortunate to have her as her idol, as her hero.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/free. openphone.com/FREE.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Here's Vance. He's a pretty strong guy, but childhood knee operations left him with a weak right knee. And over the years, it just got worse.
Because I was overusing my left leg a lot, the cartilage in my left leg was starting to wear out as well.
So Vance went to Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, for stem cell therapy on both knees.
I got into cycling, and that's where I met Dr. Wagner. When I heard some of your commercials, it just reminded me of what Dr. Wagner was doing, and I reached out to him.
And so, using Vance's own stem cells, Dr. Wagner treated Vance's right knee. Vance got back on the bike.
The last ride was about 17 miles.
17 miles. How'd that feel?
I was incredibly surprised at the lack of pain in the joint as I was stressing uphill.
And let me guess, you would recommend stem cell therapy to others?
Oh gosh, yes. I'm getting used to a new lease on legs, so to speak.
Vance got both legs back. So, whether it's a shoulder, hip, or a childhood knee injury, before choosing surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer. KIRO Newsradio and the Seattle Symphony have your chance to win 2 tickets to opening night of the Sheehan Conduct Series, an evening of drama and unforgettable music, Saturday, September 13th. Enter at mynorthwest.com/win for your shot at tickets.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener, Sunday, September 7th. Open the KIRO Radio News app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, August 19th through the 25th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. Spike, I'm very excited to have Charlie Harger join us from Seattle's Morning News because, 1, he's a good guy. We like him. And 2, he agrees with me on something.
Oh, okay, great.
And I
2 to 1.
I always want to highlight. Yeah, I always want to highlight when somebody agrees with me. You have an article on mynorthwest.com that people should check out right now where you are lamenting all of these extreme heat warnings that we're seeing all the time?
Yeah, I think calling it an extreme heat warning is the issue. I hit 89 yesterday. It was 90 in Lake Taps on Saturday, and it's hot. But when we hear over and over again, extreme heat warning, that starts to be a problem because people don't take it seriously when the heat is actually, truly, really extreme.
Yeah, look at this. I'm pulling up my app right now. Seattle has a extreme heat warning.
Yep.
Big letters on the phone thing there. Wow. The high today for the extreme heat warning is 86 degrees.
Sorry, I mean to laugh. Some of you folks are really stressing today. Bunkering down with cold water.
I understand.
Ice packs.
Yeah, I agree. Do you remember? And you referenced in your article the heat dome that we had a couple of years ago. Do you guys remember that?
Sure. I remember 108.
Didn't it get up to, what was that? Was that the high temperature? Was 108 in Washington?
It was insane. It
was
never
insane.
gotten that hot. That was extreme heat.
That's extreme heat. It was so hot. We actually left town. We don't live in Seattle, but we went over to my in-laws' house because they're near the water. We felt like we can actually spend a lot of time just sitting in the sound, which is what we did.
Nice.
We just sat in really cold water because it was really hot. That's extreme heat. 108 degrees. 86 Come on, it's August.
Well, it is relative to who you are and what you're accustomed to. Because a lot of folks who are used to hot weather come here. I got a friend who's in town this week from the East Coast.
Sure.
And he saw the same thing. He said, excessive heat warning. Is that an 8? The first number of the heat?
100%.
He was like, you people are soft. And it made me think, we really are. And we got some folks who 80 could make a real difference, could be dangerous for some of the population of the state because just not used to it. They don't have air conditioning.
Disagree. We're coddling them. We're coddling them. 86 degrees is not extreme heat warning. Like you're getting into 90s, you're getting into 100s, then I'm like, all right, I get it. If it's high 90s.
Yeah,
but
I'm with you there.
86 degrees in August, it's just, when I was a kid, that's the weather you were hoping for.
It's perfect.
You wanted 86 degrees in summertime.
So a little backstory here. A National Weather Service recently changed it to calling these things extreme heat warnings instead of excessive heat warnings. They felt that people weren't getting the message. So back in March, they actually changed the official warning. And you're absolutely right, Spike. They wanted to, make the word known to people that if you are sensitive, what have you, if you're a construction worker, 86 is pretty dang hot. I totally get it. It's uncomfortable to sleep at night. I understand that if you don't have AC, and most of us don't. But the problem is now we're calling something that's 88 degrees an extreme heat warning. If we hear that over and over and over when temperatures hit this high, when it's really going to matter, when we have another heat dome, when your life really, it might be in danger, people aren't going to take it seriously.
I think this is a conspiracy from two people. First off, the folks who do weather, who want your clicks. They need your eyeballs.
Yeah.
And big HVAC. I think they are feeding the beast.
This is great for HVAC.
It's
HVAC sees
great for
extreme heat, and they go,
well,
yes.
yeah, baby.
And you know what? Good for them. We have a lot of great HVAC people in the area. They
do.
They
great
cool
work.
us down.
Yep.
We love them. But I agree with you that I do think it is a marketing campaign.
It is.
By weather people. I was telling Spike about this last week. I have seen countless side-by-side screenshots of counties. It's the exact same map.
Yeah.
And the map will be a pleasant yellow where it looks like it might be getting warm because it jumps up into the 70s, 80s. And that same map with those same temperatures now is bright crimson red.
There's a producer somewhere. Give me more red. I need more red.
Well, it is interesting, though, because they are using this now because they know it draws eyeballs. Just like everything that happens in the news now. And the rest of us, I think every person who's alive and who's experienced heat feels 86 and they go, meh. 86. Yeah. It's not 100. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's funny. You look at Phoenix's weather today, 86 degrees, extreme cold warning.
Yeah, you're right.
You're
right.
Bring a sweater.
Yeah, you better bundle up.
You guys know what else is extreme?
Please.
My admiration of the all-new Jake and Spike show here on KIRO News Radio.
We appreciate that, although we can't keep calling it the all-new.
To your point, we keep saying all new. And people are desensitized to it.
Yeah, and they go, all new? What are you guys talking about?
When I took over SMN, they didn't call it all new once. You guys are still all new.
I know. You can have our newness if you want.
Okay, all right.
It's now the all new Seattle's Morning News. With Charlie Hargis, you should check it out. He's a great guy. He's got good articles. Read them on MileToWest.com. Watch out for that pleasant 80s. It just doesn't have the ring to it. That's why they don't say it. Pleasant weather warning today. That's why they don't put that on the
It's an extreme nice warning.
Extremely nice weather today. Enjoy yourself. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Seattle's Morning News.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
I'm Amanda Factor. Coming up tomorrow morning, our former governor promised the Climate Act would cost pennies.
So why have Washington drivers paid $4 billion more for gas since it started? My commentary at 7:35.
Of course, top national and local stories of the day.
Mariners Padres at T-Mobile Park.
We'll have the highlights tomorrow morning on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Making an Impact, sponsored by Granger. Artist Rashid Johnson uses different mediums to examine race, identity, and masculinity. He hopes his work can bring joy to others.
I'll tell you what I'm not afraid of. I'm not afraid to be vulnerable. The first thing that I learned to love outside of my family was art.
For the ones who get it done, Granger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call clickgranger.com or just stop by.
Get a bottle of Seafoam motor treatment for just $8.99 and receive 5 times O Rewards points with the purchase at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Is it me or is it musty?
Oh, damp. Check the bathroom.
Damp! Wait!
Yeah?
I'm ordering Damp Rid!
Get rid of the damp by trapping excess moisture with Damp Rid.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Lowe's has the Labor Day deals you need to give your home a new look. Buy one, get one free select interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Then, add the final touch with 2 for $8 on select 2.5 or 3-quart mums. Refresh your home and save big while doing it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Mums offer in-store only. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
The John Curley Show.
I think the most talented person who's here, and it's John Curley.
By the way, that's my ringtone right there, Coach K.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
We were at this party when I said to you, what about Caitlin Clark? What do you about Caitlin Clark? And you said, Curley, you don't know anything about basketball. Let me tell you something.
Sue Bird is the ultimate point guard. I love Sue Bird. Seattle was so very fortunate to have her as her idol, as her hero.
Watch the John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Here's a question. Why are more and more discerning Seattleites choosing Horizon House's new West Tower? They're getting the best views, floor plans, and pre-construction pricing. They're doing it now, and here's why. Because half the residences are already reserved, and they know these advantages won't last. Learn more now at westtowerinfo.org. That's westtowerinfo.org. westtowerinfo.org.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump is touting his anti-crime efforts in Washington, D.C. and the deployment of National Guard troops, and says Chicago desperately needs help.
We can go anywhere on less than 24 hours notice.
National Guard troops in D.C. are now carrying weapons. Several hundred are on patrol at any given time.
We go in, we will solve Chicago within 1 week, maybe less, but within 1 week we will have no crime in Chicago, just like we have no crime in D.C.
Illinois Governor J.D. Pritzker.
What President Trump is doing is unprecedented and unwarranted. It is illegal. It is unconstitutional. It is un-American.
President Trump was asked today about his efforts to win the war in Ukraine.
Well, have you spoken to Putin since last Monday?
Yeah, I have.
What is your conversation? Or can you share?
Every conversation I have with him is a good conversation, and then unfortunately a bomb is loaded up into Kiev or someplace, and then I get very angry about it. I think we're going to get the war done.
He again threatened consequences. Five journalists, in fact, were killed in Israeli strikes in southern Gaza today. Linda Gradstein reports.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said the 2 strikes on Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis was a tragic mishap and that the military is investigating. The Hamas-affiliated Gaza Health Ministry said the first strike hit an upper floor of the hospital. Officials said most of the deaths came in the second strike when Israeli planes hit an external stairway as rescuers and journalists rushed toward the scene of the first strike.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia will not be deported for the time being. The Maryland man at the center of the immigration battle with the administration is being held at a detention center in Virginia. Legal analyst Laurie Levinson.
The federal judge has ordered the government, even on the deportation proceedings, to put things on hold until Garcia can have a hearing on his rights, because the government seems so focused on getting Garcia out of the United States, whether it be by deportation or perhaps convicting him and putting him in custody here.
Elon Musk's companies have filed a sweeping antitrust lawsuit against Apple and OpenAI, alleging they formed an illegal partnership to stifle competition in artificial intelligence and smartphone markets. Legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum.
The iPhone and the App Store, which is partnering with ChatGPT, is burying his AI product, Grok.
On Wall Street, stocks finish lower. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. We offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options. Visit Progressive.com today.
Coming up, we are awaiting new information in the search for Travis Decker. But first, we head to the traffic desk with Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. This report brought to us by Seattle Sports. Let's start you up in Marysville, South 5. We've got a brief backup there at the Outlet Mall. It's only about a mile long, so you'll get through it pretty quickly. Mount Lake Terrace, North 5 at 236, just past State Route 104. Collision blocks your right lane. You're backed up bumper to bumper into Shoreline now. Seattle to Linwood's at 25 minutes. Coming the other way, Linwood to Seattle is a 20-minute drive. It's crowded from Lake City Way down to I-90. North 5, you're going to slow at the Michigan Curve into downtown. Southbound 405 now crowded from Southeast 8th and Bellevue down to the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton's up to a 25-minute commute. In Auburn, eastbound 18 at C Street, a disabled semi is blocking that on-ramp, and they've now shut down the on-ramp. Tacoma to Olympia is at 50 minutes. You got a brief backup to get through JBLM. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. We are awaiting an update from the FBI and Chelan County Sheriff's Office in the search for Travis Decker. They're holding a news conference right now after closing down several campgrounds, roads, and trails near Leavenworth. More from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Wanted for the murders of his 3 daughters, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia. Sheriff Mike Morrison is adamant Travis Decker acted alone.
All of our work points to one person.
After finding Decker's DNA at the crime scene outside Leavenworth, an expert tells me the FBI may be looking now for a specific piece of evidence in a specific area. Morrison says there is plenty of evidence the public doesn't know about.
There are so many other pieces of evidence that we're not going to share publicly. We feel very confident that we're on the right path.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Truckloads of drugs are off the streets. Cartel members are behind bars. KIRO News Radio's Gwen Baumgardner reports on a major Seattle drug bust.
It took 2 years and more than a dozen tactical teams, but this month, agents in Washington state struck a significant blow to the Sinaloa Cartel, a Mexican drug trafficking organization and designated terrorist group. Special Agent David Reams with the DEA.
This group had dealt death and despair in our community.
13 members operating from Lacey to Whidbey Island are now behind bars, with law enforcement seizing arsenals of guns and drugs, enough lethal doses to kill most of Washington state. Special Agent Reams calls the recent drug bust a success, but says the Sinaloa Cartel maintains a notable presence in Washington. Gwen Baumgardner, KIRO News Radio.
Cooking fire sent one person to the hospital in serious condition this morning. Seattle Fire responding to an apartment on Highland Drive near Aurora Avenue. Investigators say this started accidentally in a kitchen. The Red Cross is helping a dozen people affected by the fire. The Mariners catcher sets a new record in his storybook season.
Cal Raleigh with his historic 49th home run of the year.
Raleigh now holds the single season record for home runs by a catcher. So how is he doing it?
Just not trying to focus on myself, not trying to,
put too much pressure on myself, not trying to chase anything, not trying to hit any kind of certain milestone. So I think that's kind of been the biggest thing.
Aralda goes for number 50 tonight as the M's open a 3-game series against the Padres. Now to your forecast, brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Highs today will reach the upper 80s. Same for tomorrow before we start to see temperatures cool down a bit by midweek. Right now, 82 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. It's the fastest show on radio. You guys are hopefully enjoying it on the YouTubes as well. If you guys are not already, check us out online. Go to youtube.com in the search bar, search KIRO 97.3 FM, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. I apologize. And the Jake and Spike Show live page is going to pop up. We like to get in there and chat with you all during the commercial break as well. Tons of fun. A lot of stuff to get to this hour, Spike. Can we start with something? I thought this would be fun. We have a bunch of topics that I don't know if you and I are going to disagree on them, which is fun.
Sure.
It's fun to kind of, disagree on things.
Mm-hmm.
But let's start on something we both agree with, which is that this kid who was calling the Mariners game, he got the opportunity to call the Mariners, and it was adorable. And I believe this was yesterday. This is the Mariners win over the A's. Is that right?
Is this the home run call?
The home run call.
Second inning yesterday, yeah.
Okay, so this is Jacob Wilson hitting a home run, and you have a kid caster whose name is Russell, who steps up to the microphone. And just think about what an opportunity this is for this kid, how excited he must be. He's obviously a huge Mariners fan, and he gets up there, and then he sees the opponents hit a home run.
He's in the booth with the Mariner broadcast. He's on the Mariner Broadcast Network.
Dream come true.
Multiples. I mean, this guy is in millions of Mariner fans.
Yes.
Hanging on this kid's every word.
And listen to the sound of his voice as the first pitch he gets to call gets just home run smashed out of there. Listen to this.
Up next to bat, Jacob Wilson, number 5.
Batting just over 300 this year. It's a good hitter.
Yeah, I would say so. And pitch. Hit out into left field.
Russell, what are we doing?
Yes! Why?
Oh.
You can think of it as being very lucky or very
What is going on around here, Russell?
Man.
Man.
It's just sad.
What is this?
Oh, my God.
Here's my humble proposal. I would like them to simulcast kid casters.
Yes.
How fun,
I love that.
How fun would that be if they had a Mariners? It wouldn't cost them anything.
Nope.
Set up like a live stream. Do a YouTube live stream. Bring in some kid casters who want to sidecast the Mariners game.
Yes.
Give them the rights because that's the tricky part is to get the rights to broadcast these games.
Oh, you imagine the advertisement you could sell into that?
It
Easy
would be, and then
breezy.
some of the money goes towards college funds for these kids or whatever.
I like it. Yeah.
How great would that be?
I mean, do you watch the alternate broadcasts?
The Mannycast.
Well, not just that. In the NFL, I'm watching a ball game in the NFL last winter, and I'm thinking I'm watching the network coverage of the game, and I pick up some alternate broadcast.
Oh, it's on one of like 15
McAfee
channels
or whatever.
Yeah.
And his chuckleheads on the end zone making irreverent,
Pat McAfee.
making all these weird. I'm like, what is this?
Like nobody has sleeves on. We should try that here. Should we just go sleeveless? Would that help?
Actually, there's something in my contract. I can't do that anymore. Oh, okay. I would love to hear. I mean, just to stop in once in a while. What do the kids think of this? It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Foster a love of broadcasting.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
that would be great.
Let these kids a dream come true. We can't all throw 95 miles an hour. We can't all hit for power. But we can all love the game.
I really love the idea of these kids getting the chance.
Get more than one batter a game,
and don't have the same kid do it every week.
No.
Give multiple kids the opportunity to step in there,
like a summer camp. Be awesome.
This is a brilliant idea. Why are pro teams not doing this?
A week-long camp where you get the ins and outs of broadcasting.
Sure.
And it rotates around. You get a week-long experience culminating with you calling a game on the KidCast Network.
That'd be great.
This is a fantastic
You don't even have to send them
idea.
to a camp because that's like a lot of work for those parents.
Maybe
you could just send
a
them
couple
a YouTube
days.
video. It's just like, all right, just be like this.
Come with
and
game.
do this.
And you have to send an audition tape, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah, you don't want a bunch of dead air.
It's a great idea.
I think it would be a lot of fun, and if we'd get more moments like that. And the kids, what the kids are going to give you is honesty. They're authentic.
He had to bite his tongue.
Bleep.
Whoop, yup, okay.
Oh, man.
Did they drop him off, or did they just kill his mic as he...
I can't tell.
I think he got the S. I think he got the S out.
He started with something.
Didn't get to the H.
Speaking of the Mariners game, did you see that picture?
The kid?
You sent this to me.
Yeah,
actually,
this is my second favorite. That was my second favorite kid of the weekend.
What this was at? Was it? Do we know if this was Saturday or Sunday?
This was Sunday's game.
Okay.
It was Sunday and the Mariners led off. I mean, they just exploded. Cal Raleigh had his first and second home runs of the day.
Yeah. Was it the 48th and 49th?
48th and 49th. And that was like in the first and second inning. So they come back from the break and they feature this kid who's sitting right behind the Mariner dugout. You can see the dugout right in front of him. And I don't know if we have the picture, if we were allowed to share the picture.
I don't know.
It was from a major league. I'll describe it for you. This kid's 2.5, 3 maybe.
Yeah.
But the way he's eating, he might be 9 months. This kid's packing out. He has got a bag of kettle corn.
Like a pig in a trough. Like an
he's got
adorable pig. I don't mean that in a negative way.
in a beautiful way. His kid's got a full-on bag of kettle corn, and he's just face deep in this thing.
Yeah.
And he is, and the announcer's like, this kid is like the Mariner offense, and let him eat.
It's the most adorable.
I've never seen a happier chap in all my life.
This is another idea for Major League Baseball. They should pay that kid a bunch of money, and they should get his likeness. Just use that one picture to advertise for how great Mariners games are and how fun it can be. Don't do an AI weird thing like they do on TikTok, and suddenly he's advertising
Mariner
for
baseball.
He doesn't need to be advertising for hair loss creams and things. We don't want that. But just the picture, it was the cutest picture I've ever seen. Yeah.
That kid was,
And it just sells, in an instant, it sells what every parent dreams their child would experience going to a big league stadium. And a big league ballpark. And,
by the way, I've heard all the coverage today of Cal Raleigh's historic 49th home run, the most ever by a catcher in Major League Baseball.
Sure.
He also yesterday wiped out a record held for, if I'm going to do quick math, 64 years. He has now had multiple home run games 9 times this year.
Wow.
And as a switch hitter, that's a Major League record previously held by Mickey Mantle.
That's pretty good.
From 1961.
Mickey Mantle have a big butt?
Nope.
No?
He was a mild.
How did he do it?
He was a mild dumper.
He was a tiny dumper?
A tiny little dumper, they called him.
Was he the one that was married to Marilyn Monroe?
No, it was DiMaggio. The Mick, Mickey Mantle.
Yeah.
A record that has stood for 64 years for multiple home run games from a switch hitter.
Amazing.
Cal Raleigh wiped out Mickey Mantle from the record books yesterday.
Pretty cool. It's pretty good company.
What a year.
Yeah, good for him.
That's why that kid was eating.
That's why he was eating that popcorn. He just dove right in. All right, let's get to some other stuff here. Let's see. This one, I'm happy to see that this resulted in some jail time. Do you guys remember a story? I'm trying to remember when this was. This was a few months back.
Back in April, I think. This is the Wazoo assistant teacher.
The Wazoo assistant professor who was fired.
Yeah.
There was a student who was walking around near campus. I don't believe this was on campus. I believe this was near campus. If I have my facts straight.
If you're anywhere near Pullman, you're Pullman.
If you're in Pullman, that's
if you're not in the middle of a
territory.
field, you are near campus.
Yes.
The only other alternative.
Even in the middle of a field.
You're probably near
You're
campus.
on the Palouse. Like, there's nothing out there. So you're near campus.
Yeah.
I attended WSU for one semester.
I did not know that.
I did. It's very cold. I transferred to Hawaii.
You went to Hawaii. You had to warm up.
My last day at WSU was just before Christmas break. I think it was
That's
8.
awesome.
It was 8 degrees.
Oh boy!
And then I had Christmas break back at my house with my family who live here locally.
Yeah.
And then I started my new school because I transferred to Hawaii. I started my new school, and the first day there in it would have been January, if my months are correct. 76 degrees.
Yeah, shorts.
So I was like, this was the
Tank
correct
top,
decision.
flip-flops.
Yeah,
You're like, I am never going back to Pullman.
No, Pullman was cold, ice cold. And you also run into the people like this, apparently, in Pullman. I don't think you get a lot of this in Pullman, which is why the story was so surprising.
Yeah.
And hopefully you're not getting this on any campus. I know it happens, but this was embarrassing for WSU. They had this teacher there. He was an assistant professor.
A teaching assistant, right? He's a teaching assistant. Is he assistant professor?
A TA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's an employee of the
He's a glorified
university.
paper grader. Yeah, that's what TAs do. Am I right? Yeah. Come on. when the
they're
professor
teaching
can't-
classes.
Yeah,
No, they're
but
teaching classes.
Yeah, but when the professor can't be bothered to show up for this kid can run a lecture hall for assign some work.
Well, the
give
teaching
up a
assistants, you
graph.
remember college teaching assistants?
TAs
They will teach an entire course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so it's not
a whole course.
Yeah.
I never had a TA to give me the whole course.
They'll teach you. Yeah, they'll teach courses
Oh,
like
back
to
in-
lower
back in
level.
my day.
Like you would teach in English, like a lower level English.
Yeah, remedial 101s.
Sure.
Yeah, 201s. Okay.
Sure. Anyway, and again, I can't speak to this guy's
Yeah,
entire.
his career had nothing, or his career status had nothing to do with the idiotic.
It plateaued.
Yeah.
His name is Patrick Mahoney. He was sentenced to 1 week in jail and 1 year of probation after he grabbed a student's hat. He had a "Make America Great Again" hat on.
I had a red hat.
Yep,
Yeah.
he had a red hat on campus, and this was off campus apparently. And the two of them, he grabs the hat, and apparently the two of them had some sort of a tussle. Jason Rance actually talked to the guy that this happened to. His name is Jay Sanny. Is that my pronouncing that last name right? Jay Sanny?
Yeah, I think so.
It turned into an assault. There was then questions about whether or not there was some stomping that happened with his head on the ground. This is crazy. So listen to this. This is the guy talking to Jason Rance show. This is a couple months back. This is in April when it happened.
When he essentially grabbed my head to go crush my head on the concrete, that reminded me of some of the posts that all these left-wing people would make. They would say, some of these posts, they would say, crush the head of the opposition.
Mm-hmm.
And actually what they would really say was crush the head of the fascist. And when he did that, it gave me that flashback of those propaganda posts I would see. And I was like, oh my God, this is serious.
Pretty scary. And this guy said that he wishes the country wasn't so divided.
I wish everybody was nice to each other, and I wish everyone was accepting of different beliefs and different tolerances. Because if you want to judge someone because they disagree with some stuff from you, that's not okay. And I say that's not okay because that'll hurt the country down the road. Because united we stand, divided we fall. So we have a lot of work in terms of cultural and social issues to fix.
Can you imagine feeling so empowered that you would just grab the hat off of somebody and throw it on the ground, just say, go get it. And then you end up physically assaulting the person.
On the guy, grinding him into the sidewalk.
He had a buddy there with him who I believe also was a part of the university in some capacity.
Mahoney and another guy took the guy.
And I think they both were fired, but I mean, just, geez Louise, that you must feel awfully comfortable with whatever you're thinking.
Oh, I think you're anything but comfortable. You are so fragile and triggered by a hat.
Yeah.
By an opposing point of view.
It's a hat,
folks. You feel the need to rip the hat from somebody's head. And I could give you 1,000 examples of both sides of the aisle of people just not being able to contain their emotions with regard to their opinions. And I get
contain your emotions.
I get this. I give Mr. Jay Sandy. I give him all the credit in the world. We are better than this. We are a divided country. We need to just kind of take a step back. And I think you and I do a really nice job when we disagree on topics.
Sure.
We're not trying.
I disagree with you on that. No,
we do a horrible job. There should be more of that, man. There should just be more open-minded,
more pleasant
listening.
disagreement.
Yeah,
because you have different opinions than I do. I don't care what you think.
You do care, but you're not trying to convince me.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
You're a good dude. I like you.
There you go.
You have different opinions than me. I think a lot of the stuff that you believe, I go, is this guy nuts? And I know you feel the same way about me.
I worry all the time about you.
But we still
let you drive a car.
We're still
I say
friends,
to myself.
and you give me shirts, which is cool. You give me nice gifts like this.
And there may or not be a tracking device sewn in the back of that shirt, so I can know where you are at all times today. You never know. I'm not saying there is.
Keep track of me.
Sure.
All right, I want to get your take on. Oh man, we're gonna run out of time.
I hate when we do that.
We're gonna run out of time.
What do you got?
Did you hear this Trump Jr. clip about Seattle?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear it?
I heard.
Let's do this because I think this would be fun. Why don't we do this?
Sure.
I'm going to play you this clip, and then when we come back, I would like to talk about your thoughts on this.
Sure.
And what's happening in D.C. Could it happen in Seattle? Trump administration is talking about it possibly happening in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
But here's Donald Trump Jr. talking to Newsmax. He had this to say about Seattle. And then Spike and I, when we come back from the break, we will discuss it. But here's what he said. And remember that thing you said about keeping your emotions in check.
I know.
Remember what you said.
I hope Don Jr. gets the message.
All right, this will be fun.
Despite all the uproar you saw from the Democrats in the media, it's interesting when you do all the candid interviews of people on the streets of D.C., 93% of whom are hardened leftists, they're like, no, this is great. I feel safe. This is a wonderful thing. Let's do this. Maybe we should roll out the tour to Portland, Seattle, the other, what we'd call, crap hole cities of the country, not because they're crap holes, but because Democrats made them so. Yeah. Maybe we're going to expand this because it's sort of interesting when a very left-leaning base is actually encouraging these kind of policies because they know the truth.
Okay, so I want you to hold back on your reaction. And then when we come back from the break,
sure,
I think we're going to have some fun. We'll talk about it. You can also text us, 888-973-5476. Text us your thoughts and feelings on that. Would you like to see something like that's happening in D.C.? Make its tour in Seattle?
Okay,
No. You're going to wait?
No. We're not going to just talk about Don Jr.'s comments. We're going to talk about the entirety of
the
militarization of D.C. and the potential benefit it could bring to cities coast to coast.
All of it. All of it. We'll discuss that when we come back. You can also hit us up on the YouTube page. So get on over to the YouTube page, and in the search bar, search KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, and the Jake and Spike Show live page is going to come up. And again, like you mentioned, it's a fun opportunity for us to talk about things that, some things we agree with, some things we disagree with.
Yeah.
Is there, and I would like to know, is there any validity to the idea that some of these cities actually do need help? And they actually can benefit from something like this.
Sure,
and so
we can talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, you bet.
All right, all that and much more when we come back. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. The G and Ursula Show.
You wouldn't enter into a business partnership without a contract.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
Why in the world would you enter into a marriage without a chore prenup?
I just predict trouble in that marriage. I may be all wrong on this. Our marriage is good, and we did not have to get into a prenup for chores.
He should probably have agreed to do a chore prenup.
Watch live on YouTube and the KIRO Newsradio app.
Have you heard the saying, chuck in a truck? The guy running a roofing company out of his messy pickup? Well, here's the scary part. Washington doesn't require a test or experience to be a licensed roofer, and they definitely don't require a brick and mortar location. Chuck could be working out of his apartment with 0 employees, hiring random guys off the street. Yikes. And the SBA says 90% of roofers are out of business within 5 years. Jim here, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, where we do things right. We have a real location on Central Avenue in Kent and a team of 50 full-time roofing pros who actually know what they're doing. We're not some fly-by-night outfit. We've put down roots, or in our case, a cement foundation, so you'll always know where to find us. No disappearing acts, no cut corners, just top-quality work from people you can trust. That's RoofSmart. Come see for yourself, or call us at 206-487-4877, or visit us online at GetRoofSmart.com. That's 206-487-4877, or GetRoofSmart.com.
Goodbye, baseball. Home runs in 3 consecutive games. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper.
The Mariners' postseason push is on, and there's a whole new way to be part of the action. Introducing the Homestretch Flex Plan, a $500 membership that gives you the freedom to choose your games and seats for the rest of the season, all while saving 5% on tickets and no fees.
Strike 3 call. Triple digits to end it and complete the sweep.
You can use your credit however you want. Go big with club seats for a couple high-stakes showdowns, or stretch it out into the final series against the Dodgers. And the best part, Homestretch Flex members get priority access to our postseason pre-sale. That means you're first in line when October comes calling. The team is locked in.
J.P. Crawford! Game winner, walk-off bats into the 9th inning.
And now it's time to bring the energy down the stretch. Come on board today at mariners.com/homestretch. Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax. They help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louis has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louis.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at OurRealSuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FREE to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FREE to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FREE to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FREE to 64,000.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/free. openphone.com/FREE.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Hey, college students, get 5% off at Safeway with your student ID in the app. With FreshPass, save on produce and enjoy free delivery. EBT users get additional savings. Visit Safeway.com/4U. That's FOR in the letter U.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The FBI says it is now leading a major search effort near Leavenworth for Travis Decker. He's the man wanted in the murders of his 3 daughters nearly 3 months ago. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison just spoke. He says federal, state, and local agencies are combing rugged terrain near the scene of that crime at Rock Island Campground.
We're going about a quarter-mile radius around the campsite. If we need to expand out further, we will. Based off investigations and follow-up we've done with the U.S. Marshal's Office, looking into similar cases, we found that historically and typically you found the homicide suspect and those responsible within a quarter mile of the scene, either alive and or deceased.
Several campgrounds, roads, and trails are closed off during this search. The governor of Illinois with a direct message today for the president.
Mr. President,
do not come to Chicago.
Governor J.B. Pritzker speaking amid reports that President Trump plans to deploy military troops in Chicago to crack down on crime, something he has done in Washington, D.C. Retired General Barry McCaffrey tells KIRO Newsradio's G and Ursula.
I don't think he knows what he's doing. He's just thrashing around, and so far, Congress has been incapable of pushing back and demanding their own authority.
Meantime, President Trump today signed executive orders that allows federal agencies to hire extra personnel to join the D.C. federal takeover. Another order he signed today requires a year of jail for anyone who burns an American flag. Someone is in big trouble for throwing hundreds of nails onto a busy highway. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss has details.
Troopers say a pedestrian threw the nails onto westbound SR-16 in Tacoma. Troopers and WashDOT crews had to close lanes while they gathered up the nails and swept the highway clean. That pedestrian was arrested and booked for malicious mischief.
A man's best friend just got an upgrade on board Washington State ferries. A new trial period allows dogs to be with their owners throughout the interior cabin. Up until last week, leash dogs were restricted to exterior decks. Agency will decide early next year if this will become a permanent policy. Real-time traffic now at 2:32. Here's Nate Connors.
All righty, let's start you in Mount Lake Terrace where we cleared our earlier collision, North 5 at 2:36. It's on your right shoulder, so drivers are still slowing down at the scene. Your left was stop-and-go traffic starting near 130th coming out of Northgate. Seattle to Linwood's going to take you a half hour. Coming the other way, Linwood to Seattle, 25 minutes. Pretty thick now at Northeast 50th in the U District down to the Convention Center. Bellevue to Renton, plan on 35 minutes. South 405 gets heavy approaching I-90 down to the VMAC. Catch a nice breather, and then we got another backup forming through South Center. North 405 is crowded through the Renton S-curves. Southbound on the Valley Freeway looks good until you reach Highway 18. From there, it's pretty packed into Sumner. Tacoma to Olympia is at 45 minutes. And up in Shoreline, the southbound I-5 on-ramp from Northeast 145th Street is closed through September 17th for road work. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Hot afternoon in store. Weather Service calling this an extreme heat warning with temperatures in the upper 80s. Right now we're at 84 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. All right, before the break, we played this clip. This was Donald Trump Jr. speaking on Newsmax, talking about whether or not they're going to take this show on the road that they have done in D.C., bring in National Guard troops, and take it to other cities. He had some interesting things to say about those cities and how he categorized them as in his, well, I'll let him speak for himself, then we can talk about it, Spike.
Despite all the uproar you saw from the Democrats in the media, it's interesting when you do all the candid interviews of people on the streets of D.C., 93% of whom are hardened leftists. They're like, no, this is great. I feel safe. This is a wonderful thing. Let's do this. Maybe we should roll out the tour to Portland, Seattle, the other, what we'd call, crap hole cities of the country, not because they're crap holes, but because Democrats made them so.
It's not a nice thing to say about Seattle. People, don't think that Seattle is a crap hole necessarily. Although I was just driving through some very rough areas over the weekend.
Sure.
It can be a pretty tough city.
Sure can.
What do you think of something like this, Spike? One, do you think he's serious? I don't think he's serious, and I would not welcome National Guard coming into Seattle.
What do you mean? So that's that. Here's the crux of this whole thing. What do you mean he's not? You don't think he's serious? I think he's pushing an agenda. He's pushing a narrative to the audience of this TV station that he's speaking on.
I think he's speaking to. Obviously, he's talking with Newsmax. I think this is pretty hyperbolistic.
Yeah. But he's got an agenda.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I don't think anything Don Jr. says.
Let me ask you this.
Attention or
Let me ask you this. What do you think about D.C.? How do you think it's going in D.C.? D.C. has had a tough time with murders. It could be a very dangerous city.
Yeah, yes, it can.
Since Trump brought in the National Guard, and it's been 12 days now, and they have not had a murder in that city, which is nice for the people in D.C. But what do you think about that?
I think it's performative. I think it's easy to say that he speaks anecdotally His buddy Big Balls, one of the younger employees of Doge, was carjacked in in the streets of D.C.
Yeah.
So he all of a sudden noticed that there was a crime problem in D.C. I'm sure he was aware of a crime problem in D.C. prior to that.
Yeah.
But
I don't think
that was the onus. That was the spark that lit the fire. It's national attention, and he wants to bring. And he has the right through constitutional law, because D.C. is run by the federal government.
Yeah, it's not a state. Yeah.
He's got the ability to put National Guard troops on the ground in D.C.
Absolutely.
And to militarize.
And he would have a much tougher time doing that in states.
Well, it's constitutionally barred in other states. He does not. It is against.
I do wonder if there is some emergency presidential power thing. I don't know all the legality of this.
But you drilled right down to the mechanism,
which is why he's probably saying it's an emergency.
He declares everything to be an emergency.
Yeah,
there was a trade emergency, so he declared it. He declared an emergency on trade.
Political leaders declare emergencies all the time. It gives them more power. Jay Inslee did it in our state under COVID. He held on to it for 3 years. We all recognize that was an abuse of that power. That's why they do it.
I agree. So when Trump declares an economic emergency, he can impose tariff. Instead of constitutionally, that belongs to Congress.
Let me ask you
decide
this.
taxation, not the president. He just does this all the time.
I understand. Let me ask you this. And you saw that Canada, just speaking of tariffs, not to get too far afield, but they announced this last week on Friday they were cutting back their retaliatory tariffs.
In the hopes of getting some type of a deal.
Which is great. Yeah. That's great. All right, back to D.C. for a second. And again, there's a lot of people who are debating the legalities. I'm not a legal scholar, as is obvious. You sound like you probably know more about it than I do, but I do have a question for you.
Sure.
Can it be beneficial to the people in D.C.? I do see a lot of protests that are happening from people who I don't know if they actually live in D.C. A lot of gray hair types probably protested a lot of 1960s things. They're in Birkenstocks. They come in. They live in very safe neighborhoods. There's a lot of people in D.C. You laugh, but you know that's true.
No, okay.
There's a lot of people in D.C. that I have seen a lot of social media posts from people who are on the ground living day-to-day life in D.C. who seem to think that, you know what, the streets seem to be safer now. Like I mentioned a second ago, they have made 1,007 arrests in the last 12 days. On Sunday alone, they made 86 arrests. Yesterday, they took 10 illegal guns off of the streets just yesterday, which now makes 111 illegal guns that they pulled off the streets. This is a guy who was posting about this, and he was saying that, listen, he did not feel free to walk around D.C. before, and now look around him.
They said FBI, DEA, ICE, it's all that outside in Washington, D.C. I don't even got to look over my shoulder no more. I'm walking around with this shit. I ain't hiding none of this shit. I'm walking black.
For the listening audience, he's wearing a very big shiny chain.
Listen, jump out on me if you want. I'm going to scream. They're going to be here in 33 seconds. As soon as you jump out, get that up. Ah! They going to help this out me. Y'all jump out if y'all want. Good God almighty, boy. I got some help, some backup. Look, they outside. Oh, God
he tilts the camera to see some National Guardsmen who are nearby, and he seems very pleased that they're there. And then this woman, and again, I'm just asking the question. I don't live in D.C. I've never even been to D.C. I don't know what it's like. You're an East Coaster,
I've
so
been
you have
many times.
You have a lot more insight into this than I do.
Yeah, and there's parts of D.C. you don't want to go to.
Listen to this woman who says that shouldn't be the case, that there's people who are stuck in parts of D.C. that you just don't want to go to. I mean, you and I have the privilege of not living in these bad parts. Some people don't have that privilege. They're stuck there. And so she says, listen, this is not a horrible thing that people feel safe in their own neighborhoods.
Do you not understand that this is what the residents want? I'm talking about the everyday grandmas that have to deal with these homeless people peeing and pooping on their steps, and then they have to clean it up. They don't feel safe when they walk into their neighborhood. The gangs and the dope boys are just standing around the corner. You know, like, do you not understand this is what they want? I remember working with a community leader, and somebody had just gotten shot. This is like 5 years ago. And I remember her praying, and she said, Crystal, we're going to have to invoke the National Guard. And that was so foreign to me. Now I understand these people are helpless. I'm talking about the everyday grandmothers, and I'm so glad that President Trump cares about them.
So I guess that would be, I mean, why does that make you laugh?
Because
do you think that woman's being inauthentic?
No, I think so, absolutely. You can find examples of people who are very much for this. 80% of D.C. residents polled are against doing this.
I have not seen that.
It's a Gallup poll. 80% of people polled in a recent Gallup poll. So 80% of D.C. residents polled are against the nationalization of the National Guard and the weaponization of our military on the streets of D.C.
Cleaning up crime.
That's not what I'm saying.
In D.C.
That's
They're
not
against cleaning up crime in
No,
D.C.
no, and that's a straw man argument. Of course they're against.
No, it's not. 12 days now.
Jake,
They haven't had a murder.
Jake,
12 days.
There have been 7 different instances where D.C. has gone 6, 8, 10, 12, and 12 days without murders in D.C. It's not like this has been an earth-changing event. There's $1 billion worth of funding that D.C. Let me finish this, please.
Please, we're out of time, but please go ahead.
$1 billion worth of funding for D.C. that the federal government is sitting on.
Okay.
Which is used for, among other things, law enforcement.
Okay.
There should be less crime on the streets of all major cities. That should be with expanded law.
Why is it then that you have the police union in D.C. who's very much in support of this? They said, this is great. We don't have the help. We want these people here because it helps us clean up the street. How do you say that they don't know what they're talking about? The police in D.C. want this.
They do know what they're talking about. We need more police on the streets in all of our cities.
They say the National Guard is great. We love them. Welcome.
It's okay.
Are they wrong?
The
D.C. police are wrong.
Yeah, he's got the right to do this, and it's working because they're not in the bad neighborhoods of D.C., by the way. The National Guard, they're in front of the monuments.
I just played you 2 clips from people in bad neighborhoods who say, thank God they're finally here getting these people off the streets.
So are you for taking them into Chicago, taking them into Baltimore, taking them into Seattle, taking them into San Francisco?
As much as I would love to see Seattle cleaned up, or Portland or Chicago, no, I don't think that's going to happen. D.C.'s a special case.
D.C. has a lower murder rate than Nashville, than Little Rock.
They also have
8 of the 10,
a 50th of the population. It's a very
this is a per capita number. I'm not going to give you the fact that this city has 10 times the number of people, so they got more murders.
So the people who live there, who say they love it, are wrong.
Great. No, that's...
And the police union, who represents all of the police, who has said we love it, they're also wrong.
No, I'm saying what he's doing is wrong. Additional presence of law enforcement, whether it's through the police or National Guard, is going to help. That's a good thing. Let's fight crime the right way with more law enforcement officers.
But they're not hiring more law enforcement officers.
Because DC's being $1 billion. Yes, they are trying to hire more law enforcement officers in DC.
Then
of course
I would highly recommend that they would do that quickly.
Then maybe the government should give them $1 billion they're sitting on.
And until then, the DC police themselves are saying thank you for being here.
I'm glad they're happy.
I'm glad they're happy too.
I can wear my big gold chain.
We got a lot more coming up
through the projects now.
You
it's
could.
Great.
You could.
I could.
Good for you.
Notice I don't have one.
You could feel safe
I won't wear it in Seattle anymore.
I wouldn't either. Not in Seattle.
Actually, my wife commandeered it. She likes it better.
We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
So you're heading out for Labor Day. I'm sure your plans are nothing like anybody else's. Yours is the best, and you will never get stuck in traffic. But if you haven't started planning, I'll have a survival guide for you on Choke Points on Seattle's Morning News tomorrow morning.
Stay ahead of our summer traffic nightmare with Chris Sullivan's Choke Points on Seattle's Morning News. Get all of Sully's Choke Points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger, Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You hear that? That's Mike sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. That's because Mike was smart this time. He took ZQL Ultra to fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and get the deeply restorative sleep he needs. So now he wakes up refreshed and ready to conquer Mondays.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Ultra. Not for colds, just for sleep. Really great sleep. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
Shop incredible end-of-summer savings at the Dania Furniture Labor Day sale. For a limited time, take up to 70% off select modern furniture and decor for every room in your home. Stop by one of our 4 local showrooms today or shop online at DaniaFurniture.com.
KIRO Newsradio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener, Sunday, September 7th. Open the KIRO Radio News app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, August 19th through the 25th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio.
Hello. My mic wasn't on. Welcome back to the show.
And it was the best rejoinder you'd ever done.
Best one I've ever done.
Dang it.
Spike, did you do that after the last conversation you guys had? Lean
off?
over, turn his mic off.
Never. I would never silence opposing viewpoints. Never.
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 But I would.
I don't think it.
Exactly.
Thanks, pal.
All right, let's get to your text messages. We had a bunch of text messages about Laura. What'd you say the best page was? You said there's a lot of people.
I said the first 2 pages are fun, and then the third page was all text about your last conversation.
All
Where do you
text
want to
about
start?
people talking about our last conversation. Let's do like 2 fun ones, and let's jump into the
great
mess.
On the ATM theft attempt, Bernie and Squim says the Carlsberg ATM kerfuffle. I happen to live down the road. Does not surprise me at all. No PhD is required on your resume. But you think the employees might actually know who the owner is. P.S. Pronounce it like Carlsberg.
Carlsberg. It's like the beer. Carlsberg.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly like the beer.
On high school reunions, Jerry in the 206 says, I've never been to a reunion, but my 50th is coming up in 2026. Wonder who's alive and who has converted personalities.
You know what's funny about that is that was a morbid part of the 25th reunion conversation.
Oh, those have gone on?
No. The next one. I was like, you look around this room right now,
okay.
40% of these people are not going to be here at the next one, which is the 50th.
True. No, you're right.
Do they do in between 25 and 50?
We did a 20 and a 40 from my school.
Okay.
I went to my 20, skipped my 40.
There'll probably be some people still around for the 40.
Without
I hope so.
Again, they're Mercer Island.
I hope
they got
so.
access to the best health care in the country.
They got access to the best.
There you go, baby.
All right, let's read.
On today's extreme heat warning. Or, 87 degrees?
Do it.
Benny, the tugboat expert, says, I think they put the high temp warning on a few days ago and just forgot to lift it.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like an extreme heat. Doesn't.
No, they love the sizzle.
It's pleasant.
They're selling us.
Pleasant weather.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Braden in Snohomish says, I'm a residential electrician and I'm wearing Carhartt duck bibs, overalls, and black hoodie right now. I wear it all summer, every summer. Everybody is just soft. Braden, you're 100% right.
He's not wrong.
You're absolutely right. These people need to harden up.
And this maybe is a quick segue into the next topic. On the Wazoo student, TA, who was headed to jail for ripping off a Trump hat of another student, this is Heidi in North Bend. It's not just a hat. It's a symbol of bigotry, hate, and your impending societal collapse into authoritarian dictatorship. With that said, violence is still never the answer.
Heidi, so smart.
I know.
Heidi's so smart.
Heidi's right on the money.
A symbol of bigotry, hate, and our impending, see, I can't even read. She's smarter than me. Impending societal collapse because somebody's wearing a red hat. Thank you, Heidi. Deep. All right, on the idea of Trump sending the National Guard to Seattle, Spike, start us out.
253 says, 15 years ago, I was able to walk from Safeco, a.k.a. T-Mobile, through Pioneer Square with my whole family, even at night. Starting 5 years ago, no way. Would I like to do that again and say hi to a couple of National Guard dudes? Are you kidding me? What am I worried about?
James in Poulsbo said, I don't think the National Guard can or should be deployed until asked. I also think Seattle should swallow its pride and ask. Interesting.
Dina in Everett says it has been noted that troops such as the National Guard are not trained to be police officers, and turning them loose with guns is an awful idea. This is not the United States I want to live in.
Spike, sorry, you're next.
206, okay, 206 says, weird how it's expensive cities to live in that are crap hole cities. He mentioned in part because he wants to move, in part because people want to move here, I should say. I don't see many people trying to move to Ringgold, Georgia.
It is an interesting dichotomy that you see in big cities like Seattle or New York or LA, where you have the extreme wealthy who tend to be, in these big cities like Seattle. They're all kind of leaning one way politically. And then right down the street, you have the dregs of society who are selling their bodies to get their drug fix. And you're just driving by this all day and people don't seem to care about it. And in cities like Seattle, the city council literally just keeps empowering these people to keep doing drugs by handing out drug kits. You're not even allowed to offer them help into a drug program.
We had the story earlier about
we had the story
hotel
last week.
Plus earlier today. Hotels trash because it's a low barrier hotel.
Yeah. That's why cities are crap holes, 206, is because they treat people like crap. And that is true in Seattle, objectively. Everyone knows it who drives around here. It's extremely rich. You have a lot of money. And then those people's lives are untouched by the people on the streets. And that's why people like myself have chosen not to live in the city.
Alkali in Seattle says Kansas City, Missouri, Memphis, Tennessee have much higher homicide rates than Chicago and New York. That's the argument people are making against this move by Donald Trump. There are 8 of the 10
per capita, yes, but Chicago has the most murders. They led the nation. They've led the nation for 13 straight years. But yeah, they have more people than Memphis, Tennessee. That's true. All right, that's all we have time for today. Believe it or not, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. John Curley is coming up next. You don't want to miss him. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Greg and Mandy in today.
Greg and Mandy are in today.
And for John's finishing up with some weekend business.
Stay tuned for that. We will see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
The G and Ursula Show.
There are topics that we bring up. Guns, climate change.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
And when you get to those topics, and everybody's going to go crazy. People who feel
that they can't do anything.
Exactly.
Are you willing to drive any less than you do?
Hell
Are you willing
no.
to? Man, you didn't even hesitate. On
No,
other people
I'm not
to
getting
do
on
the public.
I got to get to where I got to get to.
When I'm retired, I want to rely on public transit. I want to be the one that takes light rail.
No, you don't, Ursula. You don't want to be worried about walking down the street.
Watch live on YouTube and the KIRO Newsradio app.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Ready to elevate your everyday? Quince has the Luxe Staples Insiders Swear By, minus the markup. From 100% European linen styles and 14-karat gold jewelry to gorgeous leather bags and elevated home finds, Quince has it all. And by partnering directly with top artisans and ethical factories, Quince delivers premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Discover everyday luxury without the markup at Quince. Go to quince.com/style upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/style upgrade.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FREE to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FREE to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FREE to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FREE to 64,000.
Your best source for local news, KIRO Newsradio.